It was me, Dio. I mean, well, no, it was her, Dio. All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
So, uh, this is Dungeon World. What the heck is a Dungeon World?
What is Dungeon World?
Dungeon World. Okay, Dungeon World is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game created by Sage Latora and Adam Coble. It was first published in 2012 using the Powered by Apocalypse engine, which was originally designed for Apocalypse World. What I personally really like about it is it has very streamlined rules mechanics, and there's a lot of collaborative world building aspects to it. So players have stats and modifiers like you've got in D&D or Pathfinder, but everything the PCs and the GM characters do, basically everything we do, are called moves. You are going to hear the word moves so often that you're going to be sick of it. And you guys will see a list of handouts in the journal table there in Roll20. And the single moves are the things that players will be doing all the time. Hack and slash is basically all your melee based attacks, and it may not be just a single slash. Like one hack and slash roll may or may not cover an entire beating somebody down. It's all the damage you're going to do. It could be one hit, it could be a couple of hits, however you want to describe what's going on. And then for the same thing is volley is the same thing with all ranged attacks. And that includes the time it takes you to pick your arrow or your whatever, aim it, shoot it. It's all covered under just one single specific move.
Laura, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Does that include spells? Spell attacks?
No.
Okay, so which one would that come under?
You have the move called Cast Spell. It's your class moves. So this is the basic set of moves that everyone has access to, which means if you want to beat somebody with a stick, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the wizard and the cleric both have cast spell as one of their class moves. And that's what you guys will probably be doing all the time you're using magic. And then when you're stuck doing something else, that's when you might have to resort to hack and slash or volley or defend. And defend is kind of like tanking, where you're not doing any damage, but you're trying to keep it from hurting either you or hurting somebody else. You're basically trying to keep the aggro away from something else and protect it. And then spout lore is telling your fellow players truth and legends about the people, the places, and the things that are all around you. And that's going to be something that we will be making stuff up along the way. And I may be feeding you information. Sometimes I might just outright ask you to make something up and you be the ones to tell me what is true about something and what isn't. I'll be a little more flexible in that than some GMs, because I really want this to be where we're all kind of co-storytellers, even if I'm the GM. So I want this to become our kind of shared fantastical world.
Yes. So because this is a collaborative storytelling experience, don't be afraid to add adjectives and adverbs to descriptions of what you're doing or what's going on around you. If it's not already established in the world and you bring it into the world, then it's probably more likely going to be true. That spout lore is really important because it's what makes this game really stand out from like other tabletop games. Is a lot of other tabletop games are built around the DM is only telling you what's going on and you're basically reacting to what the DM is telling you. Whereas this one, you are part of the story yourself by creating it, by saying, I ran into this person of this city, and at this city, I realized that they've been sacrificing pigs for reasons that people don't understand. And then so yeah, you've got this like investigative hook of like why are they doing that? What do they believe in? What's going on with this? What are they getting out of it? And as players, you could introduce those things as well. And that's what I really like about Dungeon World. Not the pigs. Not the pigs. I'll let you pick back up where you were. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. But
No, that's fine. We're also going to be collaboratively talking, because that's the other best part about doing this live and in chat. Parley is where you're negotiating anything. You can be as nice as you want. You can be as intimidating and threatening as you want. But basically, it's not just like having a casual conversation, but it's when you're dealing with an NPC and there is something you want out of them. And you are going to bribe them, you're going to threaten them, but you're going to basically negotiate in the if you do what I want, you will get this in return. And this in return might be I'll let you live. Is there anything else you can think of about regarding Parley, Frank? Because I think that's one of the more confusing moves.
It's one that I actually don't end up using a lot myself. My Dungeon World experiences have like the NPCs that I usually run into are NPCs I'm fighting. It basically parlay is both parlay is manipulation, and manipulation doesn't always have a negative connotation. Manipulation is always getting somebody to do something that they might not normally do unless you convince them. It's anything from like getting somebody to give up a secret they've been holding on to getting them to make you a sandwich. So if there's something you want out of an NPC that they might not readily be offering up, you're parlaying with them. As long as you're not doing it through beating them into the ground, which is not parlay at all. That's hack and slash.
Yeah.
Does torture come under hack and slash or parlay?
It depends. Hack and slash assumes that your target can defend themselves and attack back.
So that would be parlay.
Yeah, like if they're tied up and they can't fight back, it's parlay. And defy danger is something that you guys are going to be doing all the time. I'm going to see if I can even put it up on the screen.
Oh, you guys see you put the
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to actually read this one out loud to everybody. So, when you act despite an imminent threat or suffer a calamity, say how you deal with it and roll. So, for example, it isn't where you're fighting directly, but let's say you are in a combat and you have to run across the room to get to pull a lever. Then it is you dashing through the fight to get to that lever. And if you're dashing through and you're just, you're running, racing through, that could be either by tanking it through and rolling your strength, or, being really dexterous and fast, and that would be dex. If you're just going to take what happens and you think your armor can handle it, that would be Constitution. If you can manipulate the lever some other way without bringing that could be Intelligence. And I'm not sure how in this particular aspect Wisdom could apply. That could be you're going to get to that lever even when somebody's trying to mind control you.
And then Charisma would be getting somebody else to pull the lever.
Exactly. That's what you say, Marcos, run, get that lever for us. That would be Charisma.
Poor
How are we going to get Marcos to do anything? He's going to be dead.
And this is where I'll get into the dice itself. So all rolls are going to be 2d6. And plus usually a modifier. And it could be the strength modifier, dex, con, int, wisdom, charisma. When you roll it and you get a 10 plus on any roll, you have a complete success. You might even get some extra benefits. You basically did really well. If you roll a 7 to 9, you may or may not accomplish, or at least partially accomplish, what you were after, but there's going to be some complications to it. You're going to lose a little bit of a something, but you don't automatically fail. On a 6 or less, you failed. You not only failed, but you get awarded XP. That's when you get an XP, and that's when I take over and I do something really terrible to one of you.
Yeah, so for those of you wondering, like Laurel just said it, the reason you get XP for a failure in this game is because of the experience the GM gives you for failing. Basically, the GM is never going to roll dice herself in this game. What we do will be based on the 8 moves that we've just talked through. Well, Aid and Interfere is the other one, and our class moves. That's the only time you're going to see dice. When we succeed on these rolls, obviously things go as they're supposed to. But when we don't succeed, the GM has a list of her own moves she gets to choose from, depending on the situation. So, if you roll 6 or below, you're going to hear Laurel cackling over there as she goes over all of her options and then screws us over. But she's a kinder DM than that, right, Laurel?
Sure, I am.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So it also kind of makes the DM a player as well. And because there isn't dice versus dice, it's more about, actually shaping the story together as opposed to, I can outroll you, so I'm always going to get my way. I actually really like that about this game. The dice system is really easy. It's always 2d6. It's built into the sheets as well. It's next to every stat. So if we say, give us a constitution roll, there's a button right next to your con modifier, and it'll roll it. You might hear that you'll get a +1 forward. That means you'll add 1 to the result of a roll on the next roll that you make. And there's also negatives, so you can get like a -1. Yeah, D&D-esque. But a very light system. And definitely more focused on the storytelling parts of it. I really like it. So we're starting brand new here. And since we've talked about how the game is played, let's talk about who's playing it.
Let's do that.
I'm Pookajutsu. You guys know that. You hear my voice here every day. If you're here for the first time, hi. I'm a daily broadcaster. I am playing Jaylin, and he is the fighter. I don't know if I'm going to get like a brief introduction of who he is, but he's a human fighter who's got as cliche as this is, a mysterious past, and was living as a bit of a street urchin for a bit until he was picked up by a thieves guild who put his talents to better use. And that's who he is. We have Elle, and she is playing Elle, the thief. And I don't know if we want to talk about Elle a little bit, or if we want to just introduce everybody.
Yeah, and we're going to do it all at the same time right now. So Elle, give us 2 or 3 sentences of description about Elle herself.
Oh, is Elle here?
I'm trying to think. Like, Elle's always been a bit of a mystery.
Elle is mysterious.
Yeah, I'm kind of just writing the character as I go along.
Okay, physically describe her for us.
She's did you decide to play an elf?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that Elle has been an opportunist at times in the past.
Not even a friendship.
Yep. Now here is a very important question for Elle. Has Elle always been an elf?
No. Elle was originally a human.
Right. Like, is she going to wake up and discover that she is now an elf?
Is that... Yeah, do you want to play that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
It's the easiest.
Okay. Let's continue on then.
Next is Kethra, our cleric, played by the magnanimous DyoTheCarny.
Hello.
What can you tell us about Kethra?
Kethra is a cleric. She likes to heal things. She likes to manipulate people and things, mostly people. And she's kind of a bitch.
She kind of is. I love her for it, though.
What? Kethra a bitch? I mean, at least the dog
you
can
know.
outroll her in religion, so we don't really
Wow.
need her that much.
Kethra follows. Well, we'll find out more about this in the game. But
Actually, I was just about to ask. It's like, Kethra, what is the name of your god now?
Ooh.
Is it the same god, or is it going to be the same name of god, or is it going to be a new named god?
You know, I haven't really thought about that yet.
I will let
Be a
you think
surprise for
about
all of
that.
us.
I will let you take a minute and think about that. I also want you to think about, and you can tell me privately or not, if you want your god to remain the god of thieves.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue on.
Onward, we have Quinn, the wizard, played by Belledragon, aka Miah. Miah? What do we know about Quinn? Miah?
Oh my God, I'm talking. I am talking.
Yeah,
I'm not pressing any button.
I didn't see you
am
light up,
halfway
and I'm like,
through-
I'm knowing she's
am
over there.
halfway
Yeah.
through my thing, and I have not pressed a button. I am sorry about that.
Believe me, I know that. I only have the advantage because if I'm talking and the
And I
button's
just
not
lost
pushed,
the game.
Frank can
Oh
tell
my
me.
God. All right, I'll get back to that tab in a minute. All right, so Quinn is 16 years old. He is a former Jewelcraft Guild apprentice. And he is a wizard in training. He's usually pretty level-headed, but when he's in dangerous situations, he tends to act impetuously. And sometimes that works in his favor, and sometimes it doesn't work in other people's favors or his own.
Now, Quinn is also an elf, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, is Quinn always been an elf, or is Quinn going to wake up and be an elf?
I think we're going to go with him always being an elf.
Okay.
He wasn't in the other game, but I think we'll just have it be
Excellent.
part of his lore.
Tell me something about elves in general, just because Quinn's officially been an elf for a while. So just tell me one statement that's true about all elves.
Other than they can detect magic inherently?
Like, this is something you're just making up. This is like something about literally you're adding to the fantasy lore of elves.
Yeah. Elves can speak to dragons.
Elves can speak to dragons. That is our first official piece of truth about this world.
I love
that's
that.
Actually, that's a very good one for this campaign.
I absolutely love that. Elves can talk to dragons. I like it.
All right, and let's continue on then.
And finally, and last but not least, we have the new addition to the group, who is Meredith, the barbarian, played by Yumi. Yumi, what are some basics about Meredith here?
Well, Meredith is a dwarf. She's a barbarian. She likes to hit things very hard, presumably or preferably on the head. The head is a very, very nice round target. You don't want to hit like long sticky bits like arms and stuff because that doesn't hurt as much. So you definitely want to hit things on the head. It's just a much easier target.
I like it. She's very clear in what she wants. She just wants to hit people on the head. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking beard
All right.
goblin.
Now, Meredith is a dwarf. Yeah. And I'm going to imagine in this particular case, Meredith has always been a dwarf.
Yeah.
What is one thing that is true about all dwarves?
Dwarves are like land Vikings. Like, dwarves are a group of people that go around and just fucking pillage your shit because they need shit.
So
But
all
they don't do it on boats. They do it on the land.
excellent. So now you guys know that in this world, all dwarves,
All
dwells,
dwells.
12.
All the
dwarves
dwells.
You keep those
Are-
filthy half-breeds away from here.
Well, see, that was actually going to be if I got asked about the humans that Jaylin knows.
Okay, the last move I didn't cover was aid or interfere, and this is basically when you want to help or hinder somebody else. And I changed. There's originally the original version used bonds. There was a community content created version that I like better, and so I substituted that in. And so basically, when you help or hinder somebody, like you just want to give them a little bit of a boost or make it a little bit harder for them to do something. And this can be a physical action, this can be something they're talking, any kind of help, any kind of intervention. You're also going to make a roll. And like with Defy Danger, you get to pick which kind of help you want to give them. And what this is going to do is, if you're successful on this roll, then you're going to give them a positive or negative modifier on theirs. And it's going to be the same positive or same negative no matter how many people are helping them or how many people are interfering with them, unless it's a half and half. Like if one person is trying to help somebody succeed and somebody is trying to make them fail at the same time, those two actions are going to basically cancel each other's modifiers out.
Okay. No, Jaylin's not racist. My human fact about this world was gonna be that half breeds don't happen naturally. That while races can get together, they're not compatible to have children together. But half breeds do exist, but they come about through other means.
Magic babies?
Maybe. I was gonna let that be the thing that lingers, but yeah, like there's like half elves don't happen because a human and an elf got together. And,
Violent experiment babies.
Laurel's talking, but she's not miking up.
I said thank you for adding that, because that is going to be your a contribution to the world. That'll be a very interesting one.
Also, don't talk about magic openly around Jaylin, unless you're in the party. Obviously, he kind of made an exception for them, but Jaylin is very anti-magic.
I feel like Kethra's just gonna taunt him with spells the whole game now. Like, I'm just gonna threaten to turn you into like random animals when you misbehave.
To be fair, you already fucking shot him in the back.
Hey,
What
everybody!
time?
Everybody takes a turn shooting him in the back, and it's okay. We also decided that Mia's hack and slash rolls have to be made with shovels. I mean, it's
No.
Nope,
I
that's War of
protest.
the world now.
No, I have my staff. My staff is my weapon of choice.
Alrighty. So now that we have warmed this all up, let's get to bonds. And Pook, why don't you say something briefly about bonds?
I'm gonna bring up Jaylin's character sheet to well, it doesn't have the base ones on it yet. So we need to add those. Bonds are your character's connection to other characters in the party. Can the staff be a shovel? No. Unless Quinn learns a spell to transmute objects, which might happen. Bonds are your character's connection to other members in the party. I'm gonna pull up a document. Hold on a second, because I need a good example. But what they do is they tell you ahead of time how your character has interacted with the others, or why they might be questing together, or that sort of thing. They cover an I know something. It's this is something about blank person, followed by this is how I feel about it, followed by this is what I'm going to do about it. Typically, the characters have suggested starting bonds that we get to basically, as players, I get to fill in the blanks for other people's connections to Jaylin, rather than them getting to decide how they're connected to Jaylin. It's supposed to give a little bit of a little bit more influence on the improv here, where like, oh, now I have to deal with this thing. For instance, one of the fighter starting bonds is blank is soft, but I will make them hard like me.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You keep away from me.
And so, most of us start out with picking 2 bonds. So, you don't have to fill in a bond for every single other person at the table. You just pick out 2 people, and then you kind of build a story based on the bonds that everybody has picked at the end. Or at least a rapport. Bonds are not permanent. If you do, if your relationship in regards to that person, like either reinforces a bond or causes the bond to change, which will happen after session, then you get XP for it. So if I wanted to actually say that Jaylin thinks that Quinn is soft, but I'll make them hard like me, but then Quinn does something in game that it changes Jaylin's impression of his strength, then the bond would change.
Okay.
So I guess, Laurel, do you want us to pick 2 bonds? You want us to go around each and pick 2 bonds for each other? If you go to your class pages on the SRD, the link where we made the character sheets, there's a section of bonds. There should be 4 bonds there.
Yes, I do. And I'm going to actually ask you to start with picking 2 bonds. And what we're going to do with the rest of you know each other. You've never met Meredith before. So I would like at least one person to come up with a bond for Meredith that is going to be based on something you dreamed. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so that you feel that you're going to look at her and have a connection based on a dream.
Yeah, Marcos, you're missing the last line of it, but yes, that's the start of a bond. Kethra shot me in the back again. This makes me sad. The next line will be, what am I going to do about it? Let's see. I need to pick bonds, and I have some options here. I am going to say that my first bond is Kethra owes me their life, whether they admit it or not.
That's a good bond.
I guess because Jaylin's alignment basically drives him to defend anybody he thinks that is physically weaker than him. And so he sword and boards. And so he looks at people who cast spells, and he's like, I'm helping them. I don't trust them, but I'm helping them. You know what? I'm gonna go with that example I gave earlier that Quinn is soft, but I will make them hard like me.
Okay. Okay, I could use the help.
Well, we've already got a romance arc going.
Damn. Let me see here. So soft to hard strength. I'm gonna put strength.
All right. And that means, let's see, who's next on the list? Who would like to pick their bond?
I volunteer Elle.
Oh,
Okay.
for fuck's sake.
All right. I'm gonna go over
I
to
swear, Laurel, I will get payback for this. I am gonna kill every NPC you like.
I'm
Absolutely.
All the thief,
Absolutely.
the thief,
And they're
the
all
thief
going to be
bonds are
named
pretty
Marcos.
good. The thief bonds are great.
Yes, they are. And I'm gonna say, Jaylin knows incriminating details about me.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be the nice one and say Meredith and I have a con running.
So you dreamt that you and Meredith have a con running.
Well, yeah.
What kind of con? What were you running together in your dream?
Well, you see, Meredith keeps him busy with, the whole barbarian being, barbarian, just distracting them, keeping them busy in the tavern while I just go and pick their pockets.
Ah, so she's basically being rude or loud or something like that. You've had a dream about her basically while you're just slipping your hand in and you're planning to share the loot with her after. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay, add that to your sheet.
All right, onward to Kethra. What are your bonds?
Oh. Well, I do have a special bond with Elle. He's a murderous thief, and I love that about him or her. Sorry, I love that
The
about
fuck?
Elle.
Did you just fucking assume?
Really? We're gonna do that now?
Yes.
So, so are you going to because you love him, love his thiefness, her thiefness? I mean, sorry. Is this something that you're going to encourage her to start worshiping your god with you?
Yes.
Okay,
Indeed.
I think there's one of those bonds that even touches on that. One of the
Mm-hmm.
originals.
Okay. this is this is starting to get interesting. People in chat are triggered.
I'm also fascinated by the fact that Jaylin is so spooked by magic.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're going to continue to spook me? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna teach me. You're gonna teach me the hard way that magic is to be respected. I suppose that's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everything with Jaylin always come back to being hard?
Well, sword and board. Wouldn't do to be soft.
He's a young man. He has needs. No. That means that Quinn. What are your two bonds?
I think I'm gonna go with Elle is woefully informed about being an elf, and I will teach them all that I can.
Okay. I love
And
that.
I have an elf tutor.
yeah, all that she can. Yeah, and Kethra at some point will be keeping an important secret from me. There's lots of things going on that either magically or with the side quest maybe that he's on.
Knowing what I know about Dio's, Kethra's in this case, deity, and working with Dio on the sheet, and knowing what Kethra's goals are in that regard, that's a really good bond.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
All right, Meredith, you were doing your normal thing. The last thing that you remember was you were pillaging. Like you were pillaging with your people. And there was a bright flashing light. And you start having a dream. And whatever dream you are having in that flashing light is going to involve these characters that you've just had this described to you. And whatever they're doing in that dream, just describe it to me, describe it to us all briefly, and then pick two bonds based off that dream.
For some background, if obviously you can narrate how you want, but these before they before this game, they were part of a thieves guild. They were kind of a squad that were sent out on little missions together. They had just started, so this could be the dream literally could be about them doing one of their beginning tasks, that sort of thing, for inspiration. But it could be about anything. They're a ragtag little group.
My dream is inappropriate for Twitch. No.
That needs to be very, very,
No.
very PG in how you describe it.
We
was
know
gonna say,
we
we
know
never
what
had
the
Dungeon
we know what
World,
the we know the other side of pillaging still exists.
Yeah. So which of them did you pillage,
No,
Meredith?
no. I was kidding. Jesus Christ. You guys are fucking perverts. Holy shit.
Oh no, Jaylin is the pervert.
Oh my god. I can't fucking get off of that now. I actually kind of want to do that. No. Not gonna do that. Is it a dream involving all of them or a dream just involving like one of them?
It would be involving at least two of them.
At least two of them, okay. In that case, I'm gonna say the dream was like a doomsday scenario. So there's like fucking fire everywhere. Actually, you know what? This is a fucking really easy way to explain it. Imagine the Answers trailer for Final Fantasy 14,
Sure.
and just insert these characters
Absolutely.
Hold on,
That's cool.
without like the giant fucking dragon and the moon falling down, but like the fucking
Oh.
fire and end of the world shit. And
I was
and,
gonna
and the
say,
dragon and
because-
the moon falling down, because that's fucking amazing actually.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
there's two elves, we could just talk Bahamut out of it.
Okay, so what are your bonds to the people during the calamity?
I'm gonna say Kethra's ways are strange and confusing.
And what are you going to do about that?
Oh no, that's one of the bonds listed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just
On the
that.
barbarian.
The base bonds don't have the and I'm going to do X. I think it's because they want you to start playing before you decide and I'm going to do X.
Gotcha. Barbarian is actually one of the sheets I haven't looked at much, so that's cool. All right, so that's with Kethra.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Quinn is puny and foolish, but amusing to me.
Excellent.
Wow.
So, because this came up earlier, these are the characters' interpretations of the other characters. Like, because Quinn believes that Elle doesn't know how to be a good elf, and is going to teach her. But that doesn't mean that Elle has to be bad at being an elf. That being
I
said,
think where I was coming from on that is that Elle is waking up
as an elf,
to suddenly
right?
being an
Yes.
elf,
Yes.
and so doesn't know anything.
And then,
so
yeah, that's a really good. That's a really
Yeah.
good pick. I just wanted to smooth that over because like not that specific thing, but just bonds in general. Because some people come from other role playing games where if you call somebody else's action, that's a big no. Like you decide what your character does, I decide what my character does, and we come together. Whereas Dungeon World is like, let's agree on doing this thing together, kind of thing. I just wanted to make sure that was out of the way. That being said, those are the bonds. Yeah.
Congrats, guys. Okay, we're only going to do one more quick sort of collaborative thing together, and then we're going to jump right into the game after a 3-minute break.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So, come in here. Turn you around.
Uh-oh. What? We're being... Oh, the
This-
party.
Up. Actually, Pook will... Can you move your map down?
You put the party where you want to be, and I will do the stream thing. Yeah.
Cool. So,
Oh,
see
they're
where you
upside
are
down.
in the...
Yeah.
Up,
There we go.
up. Well, actually, that's fitting too. But there. That is where you guys are starting. Just so you know.
Right here.
Right there.
In the
We're
middle of the ocean.
that is the water.
I was gonna say
Yes,
we're
that is the
drowning.
water. That's the water. So,
Are we on a boat?
yes.
Okay.
You're on
That's
a boat.
better.
Aww.
Shortly after the game begins, you guys are going to be reaching a tropical island with blue sand, thick jungles, and an active volcano. The island, just right there, it's not going to ping for me, is it?
Click and
you.
hold. Is it not working? If you left
There
click
we
and
go.
hold
Oh, thank you.
like that.
Yeah. The island is named Rune Shadow Isle. And I know that humans, elves, and Sahagin, and think the Sahagin of Aleport. Like that's one of the races in this world. Live there. Other races might live there too, but I want to do some collaborative world building about the humans, elves, and Sahagin together.
Okay.
And to do that, I'm going to have us go round robin, and I'm going to tell you one thing that is true for the island or the race, and then have each of you make up a fact about them for me as well. And then your fact can be about how they look, quirks, history, any detail that doesn't contradict anything someone else has already said. So we're going to start. Rune Shadow Isle, blue sand beaches, thick jungles, an active volcano, and it's the biggest and most heavily populated island on the Sapphire Island chain. Elle, what is one other thing that is true about the island itself?
Despite the name Sapphire Island, it's actually richly covered in emerald deposits.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. Got the money.
Jaylin?
What a fighter know about? Well, he doesn't know the world, but what would a fighter think about this island? The Sohagan that are there are very tribal. There's a number of individual smaller tribes, and they are a might makes right type hierarchy. They hold fierce tournaments to determine who their leader is, and they do this yearly. Actually, you know what? They do this twice a year. Actually.
Okay, that's about the Sagan. What about the island itself?
What about the island itself? Well, let's see. Do you want terrain or do you want?
It can be history. It can be terrain. It can be something that's located on the island.
Let's see. It's a. I'm thinking on this one.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to pass you for a second. And Kethra, you tell me something about the island.
In addition to the vast emerald deposits, the local people also do a lot of farming on the other side of the island, or on the other islands. There's less forest and more like farmland in the middle of the islands. Like all of the islands are surrounded on the edges by forest and rocky terrain, and the middle tends to be more plains and farmlandy kind of.
Okay, so this is basically the only one with active volcanoes right there in the middle. The others don't have that feature. Oh, right. Excellent. Thank you. Quinn.
Okay. The tropical forests are rich in Balboa fruit trees that lend magical properties when a fruit is eaten.
Absolutely.
If it's
I love this.
if it's ripened properly, yeah.
Can I say that the peoples of the island are actually kind of insular?
Yes.
That because they have this island with the fertile farmland, and then they also have the volcano, and they have the rainforest, and they have the magical fruit. They really don't like letting people visit.
That is something that can
Yeah.
absolutely be true. Meredith.
All right, I'm gonna say the lava or the magma, I suppose, from the volcano actually burns blue. Nobody knows why this is, but that's how it got the name Sapphire Islands.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And am I actually making that sound to everybody? Sort of a burring sound?
Nope.
No.
I'm not
Okay,
hearing.
good. Because I'm typing notes as I'm going along, and I'm
And
hoping it's only me. All right. So about the human beings that are here, they aren't native. They come from the mainland to the north. Um, Elle, what is one thing that is also true about humans on Rune Shadow Isle?
Can you come back to me?
Yes. Jaylin, what is one thing that is true about the humans on this island?
Ooh. They while the island itself is full of this strange and mysterious and magical, uh, the fruit and the soil and all that, and the blue volcano and all that. The humans themselves are immune and incapable of harnessing magic. They're immune to and incapable of using it.
Ooh, good one. All right, Kethra.
Because the humans are incapable of harnessing said magical properties of the island, they are more likely to be the hard laborers of the island. Some of them are actually indentured servants to the other races. They're actually looked down upon because they can't embrace the magicalness of the islands.
Nice. Quinn.
I'm still typing and thinking. Let's see.
That's okay. Then we can go back. Elle, do you have something now?
I've got something. Because of the whole the humans not being able to harness the magic in human populated areas, magic is not only frowned upon but pretty much outlawed.
Oh, so in human only communities, it's outlawed.
Yes.
But if they're
And
okay.
but so that basically is if if the community itself is all humans, that probably means then that that's a community that might be hiding from the other races.
Yeah. These are probably like those that have like their resistance or their escaped, etc.
Right, right.
I like that.
I do too. Alrighty, Quinn.
Let's see. The humans, because they can't harness the magic, have become extremely adept in creating all sorts of weaponry, and it could be the resistance that is especially proficient in that.
Yeah, pushing the right button. So basically, the resistance communities are very good warriors, and they have developed specialized weapons to deal with the magic and the other races. I like it. All right, Meredith. One more thing about these humans.
They're actually experimenting with different herbs on the island to try and rectify their condition of not being able to use magic.
I like
Oh,
that.
I like that.
Ooh, so there's maybe another faction that isn't totally opposed to it.
Sure. So there's like a faction within the resistance that's going, we don't want to destroy magic. We want to
have
possess
access.
magic.
Yeah.
And they're alchemists. They're working,
Okay,
or
cool.
they're herbalists. There's probably a word there I'm looking for and not thinking. Yeah, that's awesome. See, this is why I really wanted to play Dungeon World and come up with this kind of stuff together and getting it all unique. And I love it so far. All right. So about the elves that live here. The one thing that is true about them so far is they are a matriarchal culture.
Okay.
Yeah. Elle, what is something else that is true about the elves, specifically of this island? This doesn't have to be true about elves entirely.
Hmm. Could you come back to me again?
Absolutely. Jaylin.
Their males are breeders.
All right, breeder males.
Hide me. Hide Quinn.
Right. So Kethra, what else is true about the island elves?
They are a very, very proud race. Anything that they conceive as an insult, very quickly makes them an enemy. So you have to be really cautious and observant of their culture before you open your mouth to say anything to them.
Thank you for dooming the party, Kethra.
No
I love
problem.
Meredith, what is something else that is true about these elves? And it can be about their personalities, what they look like, anything.
Oh, can I add one more thing?
Oh, sure.
Their males are not just breeders, but they're also like trophy mates. So like the
Trophy
prettier your
breeder.
husband, the higher
Aw.
you are.
Oh gosh.
That's amazing.
That is actually incredible.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to ask Elle, Quinn, or Meredith, describe what the perfect male specimen of island elf looks like for me.
Oh, what do they value? Oh, this is gonna be
Yeah,
great.
what do they look like? What is the ideal of beauty for an island elf in a male? We'll start there.
Sapphire eyes. Sparkling sapphire
Ooh.
eyes.
Not all of them have the sapphire. Oh, I like that.
And is that also something that the females value in themselves? Do they is like sapphire eyes a
I would say, yeah, to keep homogeny, keep the,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not so bad, but yeah,
Your blood
I think
versus
so.
mudbloods, is that what we're doing?
I guess that's where it started, and that's where it's headed.
We are 2 steps away from genocide.
No.
All right. Now, Meredith, is there a link between those sparkling sapphire eyes and the magic in the island?
Maybe. I was gonna say they also prize innate magical abilities.
Yeah.
As,
Now, do the males have magic, or is it just the females?
I'd say they all have magic.
Okay. So all males or all elves on the island have at least some innate magic. Yes?
Yeah, and I'd also say they have a tradition, and this is getting kind of fucking dark. But that's why it's so good. They have a tradition. If If a child isn't able to cast a simple spell by the time that they're aged 5, the child is killed to keep the bloodline pure.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, Elle. At this point in time, it's you get to put on the final touch, the frosting on the island elves.
Oh, please don't frost the elves.
They are
They're-
frost elves.
This would be a weird place for frost elves to live.
Yeah, true.
I have a quick question about these elves.
Yeah.
So, do they worship any kind of deity?
You tell me, do they?
Well, because I'm thinking if they do, the children who are not able to perform said magic skills by the time they are 5 and are killed, they're not just killed, they're like sacrificed to the gods.
Absolutely. Is it the god in the volcano? Like, are they
That's what I was
thrown
thinking.
into the volcano?
Oh
Okay.
no.
That's what I
In
was
that
thinking.
In that case, I will have when it comes up in game,
Of the blue
I will
fire.
have, I will have more information for you, Kethra, about the god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna add on to the sacrificing a bit. In
Absolutely.
addition to, if they have not had any children who have failed at learning magic to sacrifice, they will go down to the humans and pick a few of them out to sacrifice instead.
Oh, so start that
Oh
over.
my
If they
What an island.
so if
If
they
If they
don't
have
have their
not,
So
if
they
they
keep
have
if
a-
not,
they've not had sacrifices in a while, they will start picking from the human population.
do they also pick children?
Yes.
Oh, this is brutal.
Oh my god. This
Now-
is gonna be amazing.
Now we know why the human factions exist.
Wow. Okay. Let's get to the Sahagan.
I
The
like.
Sahag.
I gave mine earlier.
Yes. So the Sahagan live here. They are intelligent enough to read and speak the common tongue. But they're very tribal, and they have a kind of a might makes right hierarchy, and they do tournaments, they do challenges.
I have
Elle,
another thing. Can I
Okay.
Can I start us off?
Sure.
The Sahagan blood is actually toxic to the elves. It's the reason why the elves are not interfering with them.
That's good.
Ooh.
Nice. Sure. Okay, anybody got something else about the Sagan? We don't even have to do round robin if somebody's got something in mind first.
The Sahagan blood isn't just like toxic to the elves, but it's actually almost a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a magic nullifier.
Ooh.
Oh my
So the
god.
reason that it's harmful to the elves is because the elves are inherently magic, and the blood of the Sahagan nullifies inherent magic like that. And the humans are actually looking to weaponize Sahagan blood.
Sahagan blood.
Holy cow, so they're working in cahoots.
Right.
That is cool.
Somebody pick a color for Sagan blood that isn't blue.
Green.
Okay, green blood. Are the Sahagan also generally green in color? Like skin color?
I think they're probably closer to colors you'd find in the water, so some greens and some blues.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I like what Copper Hamster said. The Sahagan think that sacrificing people to any deity, including the one which lives in the volcano, is barbaric. They're actually above that.
Yes, they can absolutely be above that.
Do they have a deity? The Sahagan. Or
Yes,
are they
yes, they do. They have at least one. And that deity, one of their deities is the dragon. They worship a dragon turtles. They worship a shark deity, and they worship one more. And what is that third deity?
I feel like the third deity needs to be something not tangible, like
The
because like
storm?
if yeah, like in theory, like a shark and a dragon could be seen in the water, and they can interpret that to be like that deity or whatever. But I feel like maybe like the goddess storm, or like the third deity could be a female, like the goddess of storms or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
I imagine that we said that part of this is like a rainforest and part of this is farmland. These islands. So
Hmm.
these islands see a lot of rain. So they probably believe that the third deity is behind the changes of weather and climate and sort of thing. So I like the idea of a storm goddess.
Excellent. Now, a question for you guys. Is this goddess, the slogan goddess of storm and rains, basically sort of the alignment wise, or cosmically, uh, an enemy of the volcano god of the elves? Are the two deities themselves, do they get along, or are they in conflict too?
I would say they'd need to be in conflict because their peoples are. If they weren't in conflict,
But their
then
peoples aren't in conflict. Like the Sahagins and the elves leave each other alone.
It's the humans that are trying to weaponize the
Yeah.
Sahagin.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd say they
Well,
maybe aren't enemies,
I don't know. I
but
would,
they're
yeah, the elves would be definitely
Yeah.
wary. And
The Sahagin god the goddess of storms and
Uh-huh.
the god of the volcano are actually twins.
ooh, that's
Okay.
actually really good.
Mm.
And do the humans worship the same god, the same goddess, or do they have no deities, or do they have their own deity?
I feel like some of them are taught or forced into learning one of the other deities because they of their position on the island in relation to the other races.
That makes lots of sense.
So there might be some of that belief that's actually there that's genuine because it's what they were taught. I have to imagine that the other humans might not believe in gods or would actually I don't know if they'd be anti. They might be.
I feel like the humans would be more inclined to worship the god of storms and rain, only because since they are mostly the laborers and they are the ones who are for the most part responsible for the farming and stuff, they want to keep in favor of that god so that there's not floods, but there's enough rain to keep their crops watered and everything.
Awesome. So the humans that believe in the volcanic, well, I mean, they believe in both, but the humans that worship the volcanic gods are probably the ones that are like completely, they've given themselves over to the elves and they believe themselves to be a slave race. Does that make sense to you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Like what
yeah,
Marco said.
well, what did Marco say?
Sibling rivalry between gods, could that be where the difference in opinion on the sacrificing comes from? Yes.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys, we have a world. And we are going to take a 3-minute break, unless Frank needs to use the restroom too. And then and then we're going to jump in, and we're going to be jumping to another map.
Okay.
Done.
Thank you to our cartographer who is out there watching.
Yes, we do.
These maps are excellent.
His name is John, and he has made us some amazing maps.
Yes. So we'll be back in after a short break, and then we're gonna go. We're actually gonna play. So it's a good time for you to get up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, take care of any of that, and you won't miss any of the action. See you in a few.
right.
And I'm back. Maybe the rest of them are too. We're gonna hop in and see. Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm interrupting you. What's up? We back?
I was preparing Elle to be the person to go first when we start up because I'm punishing him out of love.
Her?
I'm punishing her out of love.
You know, gosh, fucking like spoon ears.
Spoon ears? I love that list, by the way.
All right, and Frank, we're also going to be on a different map now.
Hold on a second. You guys are gonna see a Reddit thread on screen here for a second. So here's a list of D&D racial slurs.
I love it.
We got landwalker, drowner, land dweller, mouth breather. For dwarves, beard goblin.
Yep. I made sure to go.
Put that link in the Discord for everybody.
It's actually there already.
It is.
You have to scroll up a little bit, but it's there in the dungeon world. Elle posted it yesterday.
Good. Awesome.
Pubic face. Good God.
Stone shitter.
Spuds. Both are lumpy and come from the ground. Hill, mountain, or dirt fairy.
Angry footstool.
Hairy brewery.
God.
For elves, you can call them dandelion eaters.
Not if you want to live till tomorrow. I mean, what?
Pole proportion dendrophile.
I dare someone to call one of these Sapphire Island elves.
Yeah. Ooze bait. Anyways.
Wingless fairies.
We're back.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, discount dryad. That's so mean.
Discount dryad. Panda, thanks for the bits, by the way. Beard goblin's probably my favorite there. Oh, darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
If I zoom out, I'm still in darkness. I'm still.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
Up. Scroll down.
I found us. I think.
Yes.
Pictures of us.
So, we are going to practice. We're going to use some fogs of war on this particular part. You are all kind of in the positions that you are right now, but we're going to start with Elle. What is the very last thing you remember about where you and your thieving party were?
Well, personally with Elle, she was just done taunting the father of the two people we murdered.
Oh, yes,
and
she was.
The last thing she remembers is taking a drink and then nothing else.
So, what you wake up to is you hear Blue barking, but it sounds muffled. It sounds incredibly muffled. The room where you're at is swaying in a way that almost makes you queasily seasick. Your hands are tied and bound. You're laying down, and as your eyes adjust, you realize that you're actually seeing pretty well in the dark, but you feel just weird. You have a terrible taste in your mouth. And you hear Quinn. Quinn actually sounds a little closer to you than Blue. And Quinn is groaning. Quinn, you open your eyes and you are seeing exactly what Elle sees, which is you're in a dark place that smells awful. Your hands are tied. You feel incredibly exhausted and sort of have a terrible, terrible headache, and you realize that you're laying in some kind of hammock. What are the two of you going to do?
Well, I think one of my first muffled thoughts would be, I mean, thoughts would be, since I can see Elle, is Elle okay? So I ask if she's all right.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering where the others are.
Good question. You seem to be in some kind of very narrow room. You don't see any windows. In fact, you know what? We're going to do something amazing. You guys are going to get to do your very first roll.
Oh,
Discern realities.
that is a wisdom roll.
Yes. And so you go up to your character sheets, and if you go to wisdom and you just click on that.
Okay, that's a nice roll. All dimensions, all realities are open to Elle.
Okay.
That was a
Click
12,
on
by the
wisdom.
way.
All
I
right.
don't know if you guys can see that on screen. Yeah, you can. Okay. Can I turn it into 3D dice?
All right, Elle, we're going to start with you, sir. And that amazingly 12 you
Ma'am.
so you spam. Sorry, I will get this right. I fail in life in general. All right, so we look at discern realities. And you get to ask me 3 of those questions that are on the list. Do you see that when you click discern realities open?
Give me a second, just moving stuff around.
A second.
Whereabouts is that?
If you go to the tab that has the
found
character
it.
sheets, yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
Yes, this is all Jaylin's fault.
it is Jaylin's fault. Literally.
So how many questions? I have 3 questions.
Yes.
What should I be on the lookout for?
A way to get out of this room. There don't seem to be any doors in or out that you see along the walls, but there's not a great light. There might be something above or below.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
You see that there is a chest in the corner of the room that looks like it's kind of battened down to the floor, that maybe if you can throw yourself out of the hammock, you should probably be able to crawl to the chest.
So is Elle tied up as well
Yes.
in the hammock? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, what happened here recently?
What it looks like happened here recently is that you guys were brought in, but it appears that you've been here for at least a few days, based
Ugh.
between how you feel, and if you look down on sort of on your the clothes that you're wearing, which are not what you had on originally. It's a very plain white shirt and leather breeches. You can there's like vom,
Yeah, it's gonna be gross.
There's dried blood and vomit. So probably most recently is you threw up, but it was hours, at least hours, if not yesterday. Okay, Quinn, you also get to use a question or ask a question. And it can be the same one or it can be something else.
Do we have any like cleverly concealed like weapon or like knife or any kind of something that can help us get out of our bonds?
Based on the fact that you've been, it's like somebody has literally stripped you and redressed you.
Yeah.
Your normal stuff is gone. Um, but on the other hand, you realize that that same chest that Elle had noticed does have some sharp corners, and you two are both trained in by the Thieves Guild in how to get rid of out of these kinds of bonds. So if you can't do it magically, you guys will probably be able to just go over there and work the bonds off. You also hear Blue barking, but Blue is barking beneath you and not like literally like underneath the floor of you.
Okay, so he's not in the same room.
Right.
Okay. How far up is this hammock? Is it a long fall down?
It's about
Or
6 feet down.
Mm. And how far away is the chest?
It's probably about 6 feet as well. This is not a particularly big room, so imagine this is probably a 12 by 12 foot room, and there's the two of you are in hammocks, and then you see that chest in the corner. You also, as you're really paying attention to the floor, you think you see a spot on it that looks like it's a kind of a something that you can yank up. Like the floors, there's
Okay, like a trap door or something?
Yeah, like more like a cargo door. Like there
Okay.
is a way, and as you continue, you see one above you as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna look over at Elle and nominate her to hit it. Can you make it to the chest?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of the hammock then.
Yeah, roll dex.
These
Nice.
rolls.
Nice.
You
God.
not only make it out of the hammock, you make it on your feet. You don't even stumble. It's very easy for you to do. And you just go right over to that chest. You just make one gesture downwards with your hands. You hit the corner exactly right, and the ropes, you're able to just kind of slither them off from there.
Okay, and then my second priority is I'm gonna go and over, like, quietly move because don't know what's out there,
Sure.
and I'm gonna go over and untie Quinn.
Easily done. So the two of you are up and you're untied, and there is a door beneath you, and there is a door, a hatchway above you and below you. And you know that Blue is in the one
Below. Yeah.
below.
Mm-hmm. I'd say we try and rescue or get to Blue. What do you think?
Yeah, like, well, would you like to split up? You can go upwards, scout out a bit, make sure no one's coming while I go down and see if I can find Blue.
Okay.
All right. So Elle, we're going to start with you, and you go down to Blue. You see Blue chained to the wall, and there looks like there's some food and some water that's been placed there. Um, and but he's barking, and happy to see you, wants to lick your face, kind of spread his wings a little. You also see there's another hammock, and there is a blonde dwarf. And as you look at them, you know they're a dwarf, but you've never seen one before. You've only heard some very vague stories about dwarves, but she is short and stout and looks kind of vicious. Um, and she's dressed in leather, like in skins, and she's asleep in a hammock, but looks like she's starting to stir too. Also tied up like you were.
Well, to start with, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get that chain off, so I'm gonna go wake the dwarf.
As you wake up the
And
dwarf,
parlay.
yeah, you realize that you actually had a dream about her. And Meredith, you are waking up to somebody is doing something to your hands. The last thing you remember was pillaging, and now you're waking up to darkness and there's somebody untying your hands.
Oh, I'm not gonna untie the dwarf yet.
Oh, sorry.
The hands are the bargaining tool.
I let me scroll back. Meredith, you wake up and there's somebody looming over you.
All right. I imagine I do not have my sword, and my hands are tied up anyways. So I am going to punch them with my feet.
Punch them with my feet.
I'm going to execute a very, very precise foot punch.
This is
It's
when
the technical term for the maneuver.
excellent. This is when you roll your strength. This is a all right, Elle.
Wow.
This is when you roll your dex.
Oh.
Elle, give yourself a point of XP.
Grant yourself a point of XP. I keep track of these usually on in a notepad, because at the end you're going to total up how much XP you get and add it to your sheet. But yeah.
Elle, also roll. I'm going to say, because of the positioning that this is that Meredith isn't going to get to do her normal amount of damage.
No.
Because of the kick and this, but she's still going to do 1d6 points of damage to you. So roll that dice. All right, and Elle doesn't currently have any armor on. So what happens is you go over to this dwarf to check her out, and all of a sudden her eyes shoot open. Her hands were tied, but somehow she's like slamming herself down, and Elle takes a foot right to the sternum, and you get knocked over, and you fall down and crack on the floor. What do you do?
Oh, this is gonna be.
I hope she has
Well,
more than
first,
3 hit points.
I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was about to fucking help you, fucking bearded goblin piece of shit.
Well, that's no way to say hi.
Coming from the one that just foot punched me.
Yeah. Is that not how your people say hi?
No.
She looks at Elle very confused, like this is a normal thing. You punch someone when you're saying hi.
Well, for starters, there. If I untie you, are you gonna behave?
Yes.
And seeing as you think you're so strong, do you think you would be able to break these chains?
Puny chains.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave her tied up for now and go see what Quinn's up to.
Can I brute strength my way out of my bonds?
Yes. Yeah, there is a chest in the corner of this room, just like the one above, and you can go over there and just slam your fist down on the corner of it and try and basically yank, break the rope that way. And so make another strength roll. Meanwhile, Elle, you're headed back up.
I kind of just want to like without the chest, just like
Just roll
tear my
strength
fist
it.
Oh,
apart
sure.
and,
Just
and
play
rip the
strength.
ropes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that. Do that too. There,
Fuck.
Well, I mean,
it takes a while. It isn't so much like that one glorious roar. It's more of a as you're struggling it around and you sort of yank them off. And
they
and so
used the
you lose
special
some
rope for
skin
you.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a thick
possibly.
rope.
Um. All right, Al. Let's go up to Quinn. You went up, correct?
Uh-huh. And before I open the hatch, is there anything I hear from above?
Roll discern realities. Roll a wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
No,
Mark
absolutely
XP.
nothing from there. But as you're trying to listen to that, the ship as and you're actually pretty sure you're on a ship.
Yeah.
Everything suddenly shudders violently, and not from the room above, but from somewhere else in the ship, you hear some shouts. And take
Take a point of
Take
XP.
that XP.
Yeah.
And what's the XP for? I'm sorry, I'm
It's how
kinda
you
new. I
level
don't
up.
remember.
You were gonna get points at the end
Right, but why did I get a point there?
because you failed the roll.
Oh, because I feel okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna open the top hatch and pop my head up just enough so I can survey.
In matching hammocks to the ones that the two of you were in, you see Jaylin and Kethra.
Okay, good. Phew. I hop up and I go over and attempt to help them out of their rope bonds.
Excellent.
Who do you go to first?
I will go to Kethra.
Excellent.
She's a girl, he's thinking of
Chivalrous.
he's chivalrous and he's thinking of his sister.
You foolish fool.
Yeah.
There is also that same kind of chest in the corner of this room as there were in yours. But you are able to just nimbly with your thief-trained fingers, able to help her wrist out of it. And Kethra, you wake up with a horrible headache and an even worse taste in your mouth. But Quinn is there. And Quinn, are you speaking to Kethra at all?
Yes.
Okay.
She has, we have no issue at this point.
Right.
No.
Then
Are you saying something in the moment?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Kethra, are you okay?
What the hell happened?
I have no idea, but I woke up with the worst headache and just feeling like God awful. Elle's with me. She's checking out Blue.
Is there an axe in my head? Like, really? Like, really?
Yeah, I feel for you. All right.
Kethra, Quinn is taller, thinner, and has pointed ears. Oh wait, and no, that you remember that about Quinn always. Never mind. It's It's
It's Elle that changed.
Elle.
Yeah.
It's Elle that changed.
Okay.
So, and you guys see Jaylin, the stagecoach shudders. You are back in that dream
Uh-huh.
with your sister and your mother, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
all happening over again, where the coach is getting knocked over and you are being yanked out the door. But when you open your eyes, you see and hear Quinn and Kethra.
I topple out of the hammock. He wakes with that much of a start. Because taste in his mouth. I assume that he also has the taste in his mouth.
Yes.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, ooh, all right. What are you doing up there? He's looking up from the floor. Where? What? Where are we?
Looks like we're in some sort of a ship. How we got here, I have no idea.
And he's.
How's your head?
Is his hands tied behind his back or in front of him?
In front of him.
He goes he goes to move an arm and he realizes that the other one kind of moves with it, and he looks down and he starts, little hand here.
Okay. So I come over. Yeah, Quinn comes over and uses that same little trick and helps him out of his bond.
Was this your guys' idea of fun, or did I drink the wrong thing? Did we all drink the wrong thing?
All three of you make a lore roll, which will be an intelligence.
How dare you make me make an int roll?
I know, sorry.
Like I said, how dare you make me make an int roll?
Jaylin, you take your point. You have a very strong memory of the last thing you drank Elle gave you.
Oh, that fucking thief. That's just like muttered really close. He's just like, oh.
Dyo and Miah, you do remember taking drinks with Sidonia at the party, and that was the last thing that you remember.
Okay.
Was that you do you're pretty sure that you were drugged, definitely, but you're not sure what it was.
I'm gonna make my way up to my feet. I'm looking around the very small room we're in. Is there a chest in this room as well?
Yes, there is.
I'm actually gonna go poking at it to see if it's locked or if there's any way that I could get it open.
It is a locked chest.
Where's our thief anyways? He actually says it's the others.
I'm currently on the middle platform, but actually planning on trying to get into that chest.
Yeah, so Quinn
Points
says-
down.
points down. She's getting blue.
Oh.
We heard blue underneath us.
Looks down and finds the door there, and he kind of kicks at it with his foot, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
So who's going for the chest in the top room?
Jaylin will actually give it a shot.
Okay. And you, as you're looking at it, and you know how to pick a lock like this, but it feels vague and complicated for some reason, like it never was before. So you are going to have to either make a intelligence roll, negative modifier 1, or try and make a brute strength roll and just break the chest open itself.
Well, when all else fails, brute strength.
All right.
Is that also gonna have a negative modifier, or is it just?
It's
Okay.
not.
I foot punch the chest. Wait, no.
Roll it.
What the hell?
Oh no.
Roll.
Oh no.
Take your XP. Roll 1d4.
Ow.
You're not very good at foot punching things.
Well, to be fair, his brain.
One.
Okay.
One damage, right?
Yeah. So that's basically a ow. You don't break anything.
This thing
Meanwhile-
is sturdier than it looks.
Okay, Elle, you don't have to roll. You just open your chest. You just pick the lock and open that chest. You see your and Kethra's normal weapons and armor. Basically, everything that you and Kethra had on your personages is in that chest.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and make my way up to see where Quinn got to.
All right. Meredith, you are meanwhile free down at the bottom. And you know that godforsaken elf just left you there, but you're free. And there's a chest and there is a chained dog.
So rude. I just said hi.
I know. But you know what those elves are like.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna say hello to the chest.
Excellent. Make a strength roll. Plus you add 1.
It's 8.
So that'd be an 8. Okay.
It takes a couple of kicks, but you get it open, and there's your normal stuff.
Nice. So quick question.
Uh-huh.
My weapon is listed as a two-handed sword because that was the option on the fucking wiki. I don't know the words I'm trying to find.
Oh yeah.
Can I flavor it as like a big club?
Sure you can.
Yeah, it's a big club.
Excellent.
And I'm gonna go and free the chain dog as well.
Excellent. Just smashing the club into the chain. Go ahead and make another strength roll for me. Yeah, you get it. Blue apparently is as rude as his owner, or and he growls at you, and and that's not a thank you growl. That's a get out of my way, bitch growl, and he's
Wow.
and he shoots up for the hatchway, and Elle, suddenly you're joined by Blue.
Hold on, in Blue's defense, Blue just had to watch his owner get kicked by this person.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Blue didn't bite. Blue just growled.
Kinda wish he'd bitten.
So rude.
So rude.
I'm gonna
So
go in the
blue.
general same direction as the dog.
All right,
And the
everybody.
whole way I'm gonna be mumbling about rude elves and rude dogs and just want to say hi. Apparently that's too hard. Stupid sailing boat people who are stealing my land.
So I'm still making mean faces at the chest because I have not gotten it open yet.
Everybody arrives as you and the chest are having a conversation.
I'm actually having a conversation with it. I'm like, why don't you just open? It's.
Hold on, as I walk in, can I just walk over to the chest and open it for him?
Unless Jaylin interferes with you, yes.
Jaylin will not interfere.
I wanted to smash it.
You pop it open.
Oh, good.
All right.
You get a very dirty look from Jaylin, but he says nothing.
All right. Everything that you guys had before is in the chest, but there is one other item there that you do not recognize from from the past. Just give me a second here. Actually, yeah. And Jaylin, it is a sword. And as soon as you see it, you feel a vibration in your hand. And it has that same sigil on it as that scrap of scroll, which is in the box, which is in the chest. They match.
What the? And he reaches out to grab the sword. He's studying it in his hands. I'm pretty sure this is mine. But I've never seen it before. Huh. Alright. he's gonna regather his things and he's gonna add the sword to the collection.
The ship shudders violently again. It almost throws people off their feet. There's noise from above, and it sounds pretty. Those people out there are speaking common. It's hard to hear from the distance, but there seems to be like the ship that you guys are on is under some kind of attack. As you look upwards, you see another hatch. In fact, you see two hatches. But as somebody kind of probably stands on the chest, or because this time the ceiling's a little bit higher, or jumps up, these ones seem to be locked from the other side. Also, there's a dwarf.
Yeah.
I still don't trust this dwarf.
Is that
I'm gonna go ahead and share with the party my experience with this dwarf so far.
You word that out for the party, please.
Well, you see, what happened was I was about to negotiate some terms with this filthy beard goblin, and they all of a sudden just kicked me in, like just kicked me out of nowhere and just, you know.
Beard? No, do you have a name?
As she's insulting the dwarf, you guys notice something very bizarre about Elle. She's taller. She's thinner. She has pointed ears. She's an elf, just like Quinn, and doesn't seem to realize it yet.
Jaylin is doing that silent, like his mouth is hanging open, but he's pointing back and forth between Elle and Quinn, and then over to Meredith for reasons, and then back to... He's just like, is anyone seeing the same things I'm seeing, basically?
And Quinn somehow managed to miss that major transformation when they woke up together.
Yeah, it didn't even dawn on you. This room's a little more well lit.
Okay. All right.
But hey, Kethra, can you cast like some sort of healing spell on this dumbass? I think he hit his head too hard.
Me?
As soon as you can tell me what the hell happened to your face.
Well,
you know what did happen to my face? Could one of you guys conjure up some sort of fucking mirror?
Well,
You look like me.
20 for one.
Who are you? And he's just pointing right at Meredith.
Meredith will look over. And then she'll walk over. And then she'll
Is she gonna punch him? Is she going to punch him?
She's gonna punch him very lightly, because apparently people here don't know how to fucking say hi.
Where does she punch him at? I'm not even gonna roll against it. He's gonna take the punch.
Fucking short ass dwarf. How tall is Jaylin?
Oh, he's not tall for a human. He's probably like 5'8", 5. Yeah, like obviously he's taller than a dwarf, but he's not
Okay.
towering. It's kind of weird to see him with a sword and board. Actually, he probably shouldn't be holding them.
Okay, so probably how tall are dwarves? Like 5'2", maybe.
You tell me. You get to make up how tall dwarves are.
She could reach his face if she wanted to.
Yeah, I don't want to go like to the face. You don't fucking punch someone in the face to say hi. Like Jesus Christ, guys.
I know I'm a savage.
You people are so uncivilized. I swear.
So it could be a punch in the stomach. It could be a hard shove.
Yeah, I'll say it's a punch in the tummy area.
All right, Jay, take another point of damage.
he's just like, that's your name?
That was her being gentle.
And he turns around. He turns around and punches back. He punches for her shoulder, and as he does, he says, "Jaylin."
Meredith. And she smiles.
Yeah, and Jaylin, I'm going to imagine you don't punch quite as hard, correct?
No.
Okay.
It's the punch that says that I could punch harder if I wanted to.
Right.
Kind of like that handshake that's like, yeah.
Yeah. Is the group going to take this time to put their armor and stuff on? Put
Yeah.
on their proper clothing. All right.
Definitely.
And
Up.
we're. Oh, go ahead.
I'm also gonna lean over to Kethra and just whisper, "Mind showing how clerics say hi?"
You do set her on fire.
That was the idea. I mean, you do it to Jaylin all the time.
One time! Oh my god.
All right.
Jay's happily back in his gear. He's stretching. He's like, all right, okay.
Yeah, you've got your shield, and Kethra, you've got your holy symbol. Quinn, you've got your that special gem.
Yes.
You all have all your gear. And Elle, you've noticed some poisons that you didn't seem to have before. And as you know, people are starting to talk. You also notice that everybody's tongues is green, and so I want you to make a lore check. So that'll be a intelligence roll. Take a point of XP. You see the green on their tongues, and you have a terrible feeling that everyone's been poisoned. It wasn't just that you were drugged, but you've been given a poison that is called kraken blood. And if you don't get a cure in the next 2 or 3 days, you're all going to die. How do you know this?
I have no clue how I know this.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to say this is part of your training from being a thief. But as you're remembering it, you're pretty sure that green tongues means that you guys took you were fed kraken blood poison, and you have 2 or 3 days to live. And I will say, out of character, if I am giving you this kind of lore when you fail a roll, chances are it's not true, or it's true but it's really bad, and I'm giving you what is called an unwelcome truth.
Okay. I'm gonna pray it's the prior.
Yeah, it could be one or the other. It could be I'm giving you false information, or I am giving you what is known as an unwelcome truth.
Well, I'm gonna bring this information to the rest of the party.
Okay, go
Even
ahead
the
and role play
dwarf.
that out.
Well, Kethra, you mentioned my face. What the fuck happened to your tongue?
Well,
It appears to be a bit green, and that is usually associated with poison. So
fantastic.
I'm willing to put my whole coin purse on it that we are well and truly fucked unless we find a cure.
Awesome.
Does
Jaylin overhearing this, and he's kind of leaning forward to like stare directly at Kethra's mouth.
Yes, she has a green tongue. In fact, they all do, including Blue.
he's
And
like,
your mouth tastes
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, and he's like, oh, and he's like, got his tongue stuck out, and he's like rubbing it, oh, like.
Does Kethra, being a cleric, have any knowledge of how to get rid of the poison or counteract the poison?
Not at this time, I don't think. I mean, based on my current actions and spells, no.
Yeah, you can make a lore roll if you would like.
Out of character, did anybody take an antitoxin in their equipment?
That is intelligence, yes.
Let me check.
I mean, we all have adventuring gear, right?
Well, antitoxin is
Yeah, but
actually
they
a
would.
separate item.
Yep.
Kethra, take your point.
Yeah.
And you know this is in fact an unwelcome truth. That you remember being taught by Sidonia about Kraken blood poison as well, and that normal antitoxin doesn't work on it. That it requires a rare jungle herb that is called lancer root.
Wait, so if the Lancers don't save us, we become the floor tanks?
Yes.
Oh.
However, you do remember that both that Elle was trained in the distillation of antidotes and poisons, and you're pretty sure that if you can find some lancer root, that Elle will be able to make the cure for you.
All right. Well, I know that we need to get off this boat somehow and find a jungle or some place where we can find the herb that can save us. Otherwise, we are screwed.
So we should look for a way out of this place.
Yes, and fast, or we are dead.
Okay,
Hey,
so
dwarf, mind saying hello to the ceiling?
well, what else do we know about this room?
It is a tight fit with everybody in here. There are those two grates above that they appear to be locked on the other side.
I would actually like to try to force using I have Ben Bar's lift gates.
Do that.
Let's see. When you use pure strength to destroy an inanimate obstacle, roll plus strength. Let's see.
Can I assist him?
Yes, you can. And roll your assist first. And how are you going to assist?
Well, I imagine he's like brute strengthing through the
So double brute strength.
yeah. Just more brute strength.
Excellent. And because you're a barbarian and because of this, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. I'm going to give you this aid successfully. So
Ooh, plus
Jaylin,
1. Yeah.
yep, you get the +1.
Let's see. So I'm gonna roll 2d6 plus 2 plus 1. Let's just add 1 to this roll. It'll be easier to do it.
But math is hard.
8. Let's see.
8.
On a 7 and 9, choose 2. Okay. My options are: it doesn't take a very long time, nothing to value as damage, it doesn't make an inordinate amount of noise, and you can fix the thing again without a lot of effort. Let's get it doesn't take an inordinate amount, or it doesn't make an inordinate amount of noise. Let's do that. And let's take it doesn't take a very long time.
Oh, right.
And they're busting one of the grates, or both of the grates open there. And I will be one of the first to climb up and take a look around, or, go through the grate, and take a look around.
All right. Move yourself accordingly.
So the grates are, like, up here, right? And we're, like... I just want to rotate, because I'm weird. I'm in a weird angle. So I want to, like, do. Anything suspicious?
You see what looks like a captain's quarters. It has a bed. It has several chests. It has sort of a desk and a table. There is nobody present at this time. But the ship so violently shudders at this time, and you hear some screams from the far right. And this time I'm going to have everybody make a dex roll.
Okay. Let's make that dex roll. Okay.
Dyo, take your point of XP. You hit the floor violently. In fact, you are not only thrown in the floor, you're thrown into a wall and then the floor. Roll 1d4.
You could either put 1d4 in square brackets or slash roll. I think you already figured that one out, but
Oh
for future
man.
reference.
So poor Kethra, as the ship hits wrong, just not goes flying back into the wall, hits it hard, and then ends up on her back, semi-stunned in the middle of everybody that's still on the bottom floor.
Can we get her a hand up? I'm like looking down through the grate because I was offering a hand up to get people, up to the captain's quarters.
Yeah, Quinn would offer his hand.
Yeah, you can help her up.
To help her up and make sure she's okay.
And then as people need to, I can help them pull them up, or they can climb up on their own, either way.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the assistance off of Jaylin and head on up.
Yep. And everybody who's heading into the same room as Jaylin, just head that way.
Yeah, move your tokens up. Elle, do you want to check the desk over there and see if there's anything of value that we might? This place looks important.
I'll go ahead and check for valuable things.
It might give us some answers about the ship and who runs it.
Yep.
Could you keep an eye out and, maybe stop checking your tongue for 5 minutes?
Well, 5 minutes is a long time. How about 2?
That'll do.
All right. So I'm gonna keep watch as people are getting in here, and so because I'm assuming there's a door that leads to the direction that I heard the screaming from.
Yes,
Okay.
there is a door. But first we will deal with the desk. Elle, make a discern realities roll.
That's wisdom, right?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Very nice. Um, in the desk itself, there were some normal drawers, and it has the kinds of equipment that you could and belongings that you could expect for a ship's captains to have, including a money pouch. There's actually a pouch of gold dust. There's a pouch of gems. And there's a pouch of coins that you find as you raid the desk. And I'll have you just pocket those, and we'll determine how much later. There is also some navigational charts, and those look kind of useful. There is also a captain's log. And that book, you just have a sense of that's probably something useful to take along as well.
Okey-doke, I'm gonna make Jaylin pick that stuff up.
Yeah, he's the mule.
Yep.
He-
So, Jaylin, all total, that's about 2 weight worth of stuff that you have just put on you in your pack.
Do we need to keep exactly what those items were written down, or do you just want like 2 weight of loot?
2 weight of loot. Write down that there is the captain's journal, and I can give you loot value for the rest later. Just write down a note that there's 3 small bags. And by small bags, I mean like the size of a pouch that fits in one hand.
It's like
And
kind of
yeah,
like a
they're
coin
pretty
purse.
small, like a coin purse size.
Guess who's gonna start keeping a spreadsheet at some point with all of her extra stuff? Alright.
Right. There, about that time, the door opens, and you see a knife in the hands of somebody who's rushing into the room.
I'm gonna shield bash them,
Okay.
because I was watching the door.
Yes, you were.
I'm gonna go ahead and conceal myself.
Hack and slash?
Hack and slash +1 because you were prepared.
Seven.
All right. Go ahead, and because you are bashing them, I want you to roll your full damage.
And full damage I roll 10.
And you hit them so hard that they just go completely down. They're not going to be moving again.
He's dead?
You literally killed him.
Oh
But
god.
just
Well,
like
so much
all
for
of a sudden
information.
yeah.
And who was this that he just killed?
Some dude just came running through the door with a knife.
Okay. A random.
Yeah, I woke up.
Literally, you woke up. He was there. You responded.
Jaylin smash. Poor guy. I'm gonna take his knife.
And for good measure, I'm just gonna like slit his throat just to make sure he's not getting back up.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to roll that. That is just he's down. He doesn't have Elle, because I know you. I know you're going to want to check around. He does not have anything useful on his person besides the knife itself.
Motherfucker stole my knife.
Yeah.
I think they know we're free guys. We're gonna have to move quickly.
When I hear action going on, I want to like quickly climb the ladder and bear
Yeah.
my big ass club to try and like get some action. Also,
Yeah, I
I
think,
cannot move my token.
All of us want to
Oh,
move on.
Yumi doesn't have control of her token. Oh.
What? Yumi doesn't have control of her token?
Uh-uh.
I'm a bad GM.
Also, just out of character, I don't imagine Yumi's character climbs the ladder, more just bursts up through
Yeah.
the
Yeah, she
hole.
just hops up there like, "What's up?" We're now seeing Jaylin angry. Hope only his tongue turned green and not the rest of him.
Okay. Anyone else not have control of their own token?
I can.
Everybody move on up.
I still can't use my token.
Okay.
You know, it's weird that we all decided to play disembodied heads.
I know, right? It's like we planned it or something.
I actually like the idea of the character pictures for tokens. It
Yeah,
is kind of weird
I
for
do too.
positioning, but it works.
Okay, and you should be able to move. And now I'm going to. Everyone can be free to move outside. There's like that little narrow entryway that the now dead thief is in. And I am going to reveal a whole lot more map to you all. So this is going to take me just one moment. So go ahead and like role play with each other as I'm revealing the map.
I will step over the body first. And step.
I'm just gonna say to Jaylin, why couldn't you be that useful in the dungeon?
He's just gonna roll his eyes, and he's gonna step out first, shield in front of him just in case there's anything unexpected immediately in front of him. I like this boat. This boat's amazing. Sorry, I'm just
It's
looking
very
at
cool.
the map. It's pretty cool.
I see there's random dudes up and around
Yeah.
we have to deal with.
I'm gonna basically move out enough to clear room for other people to start moving out as well. But I kind of want to be at the front just in case there's an unexpected anything, because that's what he likes to do.
The first thing you see when you look up and you're going around is there's somebody up in the crow's nest.
Jaylin's gonna quietly just kind of look back to Quinn. And then he's going to point up.
Oh,
They are not looking at you. They are
Thank
looking
God.
in the other direction, and it seems to be the front of the ship that there is something going on, and you hear screams as somebody falls off the ship as it's hit again. You don't see, if there was another ship, you'd be able to see sails and whatnot. You're not seeing that at all. Whatever they're fighting is is coming from the water.
Okay, so Quinn nods in recognition of.
He's getting a grunt for
Yeah. Yep. And I guess we just quietly move forward.
I'm gonna have Elle attempt to climb the crow's nest.
So you're going after the blue guy up at the top there?
Yeah.
All right. What about the green guy?
I don't know if we see them yet. The green guy that we're all surrounding right now is dead.
Oh, he's the one that's dead. Okay.
Yeah, he came rushing through the door.
Okay.
He could either disappear or he could have an X put on him.
Okay.
Okay, so Laura, what do I have to roll to attempt that climb?
Defy danger.
That would be based on maybe Dex. Yeah, because you're trying to do it quietly and you're trying to do it without. Yeah, and the ship is that's Dex. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Kraken is in chat.
Roll a 7.
You roll up. You are able to successfully get all the way up. As you get up, though, as you get up about halfway, you hear somebody shout at you. And what you hear them shout at you is prisoners, save us, and I'll free you all.
What?
That saved me a
Little
job.
late on that one,
gonna-
mate.
I was just gonna go with full torture on that guy up there.
You do not have to agree with this pledge.
Jaylin actually turns to the others and goes, "Want to take the ship? We could use the ship."
Can I'm gonna when I get to the top, I'm gonna sneak up on him and attempt to push him off.
He he himself does not appear to have heard those shouts from behind you because there's so much noise going on at this point. There's roaring, there's some people throwing spells, there's people yelling and running around. So the person in the crow's nest itself doesn't hear you, and just describe to me what you do to them.
I'm gonna sneak up behind him, draw my dagger, stick it in his gut, and give him a good push forwards.
He he doesn't even have time to scream. His limp body hits the floor, and
And so he's gonna go splat.
yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what he's going to do.
Okay, so that's the blue guy gone. And
Now that you are in the crow's nest, let me do one thing real quick with Elle before you
Right.
you go, Jaylin, because Elle can now
Yeah, I was
see
gonna
what
say.
everybody is
Yeah.
fighting.
that's actually what Jaylin was gonna do, was call up and be like, "What can you see?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do your elf eyes see?
So Elle, as soon as Pook, if you can move the map a little, so it's going to the right for us.
This is okay. So I can. Wow. Okay, I can zoom out a little.
Yeah. Keep scrolling and scroll down.
Oh.
Scroll down. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Elle, that is what you see. One very big dragon turtle, blue and green, that has a couple of pirates or crew on its back trying to stab ineffectually down. It has one of those, as you're watching, one of those archers, it jerks its head up and it gets one of them in its jaws and pulls it down to it and just crunches it into little bitty tasty dragon turtle bits.
Nom nom.
Well, I'm just gonna use my thief training and just give Jaylin the sign to not go over there.
All right.
Like danger ahead.
Okay.
So basically, at this point in time, everybody else who's there can see there are two sorcerer wizard types throwing spells, and they're doing the most damage to the dragon turtle. There's an archer shooting at it and not having very much luck. There are two people with weapons on its back trying to stab, and their weapons seem to be completely ineffectual against its armor. And the ship has taken a massive amount of damage. It is starting to sink. What do you do?
Yeah, guys, what do you do?
Can we tell what type of magic damage the magic dealers are using against the dragon turtle?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to give that to you. I'm not even going to make you roll lore, since you are a wizard yourself. They are throwing fireballs.
Oh, good.
That seems to
Perfect.
be the most effective form
Okay.
of killing the turtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So since that seems to be the most effective approach, I look at Kethra and ask and let her know that I'm heading forward. to do some damage.
I am very skeptically watching the pirates, or at least the bandits on this ship, or whatever they want to call themselves, as Quinn moves. If any looks like they're going to turn on Quinn, then I'm going to provide aid. Otherwise, I'm going to let Quinn move forward to join them and take care of the much bigger threat.
It seems like everybody except for that might be the captain, because they're dressed a little bit finer. That's kind of up there above you guys. Everyone else is pretty much they're fighting the turtle. There's nobody else is in line of sight except for the ones that are on the turtle, and the captain is over by, literally has the wheel and is trying to
Right.
keep the ship, and was shouting orders, but at this point is just cursing you all.
Wow.
I'm gonna hop down from the crow's nest. I'm gonna walk over to Meredith, and I'm gonna propose that we go say hi to the captain.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move forward as well, because I can't do much from back here, but I am gonna be careful about how close I get, because I know that Elle signaled for the danger that's ahead, and I don't want to be eaten.
Yeah, I mean, first thing is I'm not sure that the spellcasters are going to welcome mine.
Well, that's
and
what,
or Kethra's.
That's what
Yeah.
Jay was looking out for. They
Yes,
even look like
yes.
they're that's why it seems like they're focused on
Thank
that.
you.
So if you take a shot at which is probably what you should be doing right now. Yeah.
Quinn, as you get up there to the spellcasters, they are wearing robes that bear the symbol of the demon lord of the city that you were formerly in. They appear to be, they are wizards or sorcerers in that demon's service.
Are those the ones that threatened Jaylin? And we tried to.
They are.
And Quinn talked to that sorcerer in the robes that helped us out.
They are the ones. They aren't of a particular organization. They are of the actual servants of the demon that conquered your world. So they are of a higher elite version of than you actually personally dealt with before.
Okay. Great.
Does Jaylin see this?
Jaylin, yes, you do. You can, like, when you get up to, I don't know why I can't ping on the map. That's driving me crazy.
I see that. Well, yeah, Yumi.
That was me.
That's somebody else.
How do you ping the map?
Left click and hold.
Gemma.
Like so.
Yeah, everybody else is pinging except for me. Never mind. So anyway, that deck below the captain.
And what's happening there? The deck below the captain?
The deck below the captain is where Jaylin can see. Once he's there, he can see those magi and see the robes they're wearing.
Oh, okay.
Right, like he was moving with Quinn.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully they're distracted enough so that we can at least get a shot in, maybe before we're detected.
Right. Well, no, that's you're gonna go for them and not the.
No, a shot in at the turtle.
Yeah, that's what we're
Dragon
doing.
turtle.
Oh, where did me go? Where did me go?
I didn't. I went somewhere too. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We went into the void.
Not the void. Not the void. There we go.
Yeah, we're gone. We're gone from the map.
Oh no.
What did I do? Uh,
She really punked us.
so I killed you all. Sorry. So describe what you're doing as I put you back on the map.
I'm actually going to be moving between the two parties, and before they start combat, can I throw a spell on Quinn?
Yes.
What are you gonna do to me?
I am actually going to bless you. I have a spell
Oh, nice.
that my deity will smile upon the combatant of my choice, and you are the lucky winner. So I'm going to cast the spell of bless on you.
Nice. I'm gonna need it. Appreciate it.
Okay.
And
I will have
what's
you
Quinn
all
doing?
resize yourselves for me.
Oh,
I
now
don't think we
can't.
can. We can't control them
Nope.
yet.
Okay.
Mia?
Mhm.
What is Quinn doing?
Quinn is going to he's prepared his fireball magic missile and is going to fire it at the dragon turtle.
Okay. So, let's see. That would be the spellcast maneuver, which is our move, which is int. So you're gonna roll int.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Counting on that blessing, Kethra.
And you take it says you take a +1 ongoing so long as the battle continues. So
So that's
Oh.
a 6, not a 5,
Yeah.
but that's still a fail.
Wah, wah,
Okay.
wah, wah.
Wow.
Let's see. There is no text for what happens on a fail. I guess the spell just doesn't happen.
And this
Something
game,
about the line of sight. Maybe my line of sight was off because one of the spellcasters in front of me.
Quinn, actually, I want you to go ahead and roll damage.
I swear to fucking god if this hits blue.
1 damage.
Oh my
You
god.
hit the magi right in the back,
Okay.
and so you hit
Excellent.
them, and they turn around and they see you, and immediately they snarl, and they throw, instead of the spell that they were preparing to cast at you or cast at the dragon turtle, they are now turning around to cast at you. They are looking at you and Jaylin with pure hatred.
I step up, shield up. Step between
Okay.
Quinn and them, shield up.
Defend.
Defend. Constitution?
Yes.
Alright. Nine.
Jaylin, you absorb the attack right on your shield.
Let's see. It says on a 7 9 I get a hold 1. Let's see. Okay. Yeah.
All right. What is everyone else doing?
Me and Meredith were just about to go and have a bit of parlaying with the captain.
Let's go up there and let's parlay.
Could you move me up there? Because I don't have my token anymore.
Yeah, we don't have control of our tokens anymore.
Yeah,
I do.
I will.
The fucking
What is
irony.
All right, what are you going to say? And as soon as you get up there, he sort of the captain, well, actually says, don't kill me. I'm the first mate. Whatever Captain Grimm did with you guys, it wasn't my fault. Just don't kill me.
Well, I'm gonna ask where the captain is.
Goes, he's been eaten.
Oh dear.
Like that bloody thing. It's like they shouldn't be this close to the islands. Those are deep water beasts.
So if the captain's been eaten, being the first mate, that now makes you the captain.
Goes, yes.
So my
yes,
question for you is, what can you do for us?
Goes, anything you want.
Can you call off your little men down there?
Goes, I can call them off, but they're not the ones that attacked you. You attacked me. He goes, those sorcerers of the Sith paid their way to be brought onto the ship and bring you all on.
Oh. Maybe they're prisoners. Okay.
Do you have any idea why they brought us on?
Not at all. He goes, I told the captain that working with the demon bound was a terrible idea, but he didn't listen to me. He got greedy.
I don't trust him, Meredith. Give him a bit of a show.
I'll start flexing.
Because, look, why would I lie about all of this? We're about to be destroyed, eaten. This whole ship, the Havelock is in danger. Like I just get rid of the beast and get us to, and help me get the ship to port, and anything that else is in the cargo that you all want is yours. I just want to live. Nothing is worth dying over.
Do you have any flammable spirits on board?
Yes, we do. In the one of the central cargo holds, there should be some very flammable spirits.
Okay, Meredith, I'm done with him. You can do whatever you want to him.
Okay, and everybody should have their token control back. And if you don't,
I'm actually able to move Mia's.
Yeah, I can't move mine. Yeah.
Oh God. See, I fail at this part. I'm good at stories. I am not good at moving things and naming.
I know words.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move over to the party and pass on that information. By the way, I can't move blue anymore.
Okay. I'll keep working on that in the background.
Somebody just moved me. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me this time.
I'm now checking to see if I have control over anyone's tokens.
We're all just moving Quinn around. It's fine.
Yumi.
Except Quinn.
Quinn is now
This is
under
the game.
Quinn's control.
Okay, here we go.
Good. So he's promising you where those liquids are, and we're going to jump back to Quinn and Jaylin. And
Okay.
at this point, the second Magi is also turning around to deal with the two of you, and which is good because at this moment in time, the dragon turtle itself goes under the water completely, and those two fighters that were on its back, guess what happens?
They drown.
That's scary.
They're gonna get eaten for lunch.
Nom,
So-
nom, nom.
The good news is you don't have to deal with the dragon turtle this moment in time. You can focus on the two that are in front of you.
You've got a few choices here.
Okay.
Quinn,
Think
Quinn
fast.
is Quinn is looking at the two in front of him. He goes, so you could stay your spells, or I could help you overboard.
How close are we to shore?
You see at the horizon itself what looks like there's some shore maybe 2-3 miles away.
Are you crazy?
Not
You want to jump
them.
in? Oh,
No.
oh,
He's
help
talking
them
to
over.
them. Yeah.
Oh,
my
oh,
God.
oh, okay.
And they snarl at Jaylin as he makes that offer, and they go, oh no, Your Highness, we're not going in the water. You are.
All right.
And
Well,
Jaylin?
Jalen's just gonna smack the one right in front of him.
Excellent. First, make your smack.
Okay. He wants to know why he was called Your Highness, but 11.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
All right,
So that's a
Jaylin,
hit.
describe exactly what you do to that one.
So in the last one he stepped up shield first and caught the spell on it, right? But that was a
Right.
fireball spell. The shield is still red hot, right? He's gonna reach out and snatch the guy by the collar and shove the shield into his face.
Roll damage +1.
Six.
You hit them in the face. You hit them, you hear them scream from the pain. Now, are you also going to pivot your body so you literally do knock them off the ship?
No, he's like holding him
Okay.
and pressing like the red hot shield again. Like he hit him with it and he grabbed him and he's just holding it to him.
And as you hold it, it's going to take a full minute to burn him through.
Right.
Basically, he is going to die. So while Jaylin is killing that one Magi, Quinn, what are you going to do to the other one?
Do I attempt another fireball or do I?
You better.
Yeah. I don't think the stick is. I don't think my walking stick is gonna quite do the trick from here. Okay, so he's gonna ready another fireball.
Okay,
And,
hurl that.
all right.
Cast spell.
Roll the int. Roll that beautiful bean. There you go, a 9. Okay, so
Do I still have the blessing?
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
a 10.
So it's
That's
10.
actually a 10. So
So-
on a 10, the spell successfully cast, and you do not forget the spell. You may cast it again later.
Excellent. And I'm going to be kind of flexible on the whole remembering spells, blah, blah, lost stuff. A little more lenient than Dungeon World by itself is, because I think some of that's kind of limiting. So
Yeah.
as long as spells don't fail, things are going to be pretty okay. And in the case of that original fail, I didn't have you forget it. I
Yeah.
certainly just had you hit the wrong target and hit them for minimal damage.
Yeah,
All right,
that worked out well.
so roll your damage on this spell.
All right, my D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hit them right in the face, and
Does he go overboard?
They stumble. He stumbles back.
Okay.
He looks like he's off balance at this moment. Elle, were you in blue right behind her?
Yeah, I'd moved over to share the information about the barrels, but I
Excellent.
could always take the moment of surprise.
Because there is a moment of surprise that you can either command blue to take or you can take.
I'm gonna take.
Alrighty. You are far enough away that it would have to be a volley. It would have to be something that you threw at them rather than leapt at them. Or rather than
Well,
hit melee. Yeah.
my ranged weapon is a bow anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give him the shot that pushes him over. Yeah, Jaylin's gonna be super murdery upon people who are wearing the symbol they're wearing.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit more brutal than he used to be, but it's that symbol.
And I will actually design the symbol over the course of the week too and have that for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll dex.
Nice.
You not only hit them and knock them off, but as they're being knocked off, whatever magic they were about to cast, they cast into that other person that Jaylin was killing, and they're both gone, dead, lifeless. Meanwhile, the archer who's left climbs up, but he's throwing his one hand up in surrender, the crossbow up, and he goes, I'm just crew. I don't work with those with the demon bound. He goes, please spare me. I just want to get home to my wife and children.
Is he wearing the symbol?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and demand his crossbow.
You take the crossbow. Meanwhile, the ship shudders again, and the dragon turtle appears roaring. It has one of those two bodies of the demon, the demon bound in its jaws, and you see sort of a make a discern realities roll for me, everybody.
Everybody? Okay.
Everybody.
Certain realities is wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hell. That was actually a really good roll.
That was a really good roll. Everyone, you get the sense as you're watching that the dragon turtle and the glee that it's devouring the two demon bound, that it's the evil that resonated from them was actually the target that the dragon turtle, it was the reason that it was attacking the ship. Meredith, nope. Kethra, you get the sense that this dragon turtle is A, intelligent, and B, could be talked down from not attacking and destroying the rest of the ship if you and the party went to work very quickly.
What do you mean by getting to work very quickly? Like
Parlay.
if we
Like
trying
talking
to
it.
talk-
okay.
Yeah.
Does the dragon
Wait,
turtle
wait,
count
wait.
as a dragon
Yeah.
as far as talking to
Yes.
dragons is concerned?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well, seeing as elves are
I have
able
a
to.
quick, I was gonna say I have a question real quick though. Oh wait, never mind. That's person not being. Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Quinn is going to attempt to communicate with the dragon turtle in hopes that his inherent ability to talk with dragons transfers to this creature as well.
Absolutely.
What's it going to say?
Okay.
It is watching you with brilliant green eyes that are just sparkling with intelligence. Or I take that back, with sparkling gold eyes.
So, would this be a
Okay.
bad time to ask if I can steal the dragon turtle?
You
Yeah,
steal a
not
dragon
yet.
turtle.
No,
You
not yet.
cannot steal the dragon turtle. And I'm going to read back. I said that it was kind of green and blue, but now that you're this closer to it, it has that's more the color of the water that's shimmering off of it. It's actually more of some golds, shades of gold and shades of brown to it, but its scales itself are gold colored.
Okay. So he gold eyes, gold scales. Okay. He's
Which,
okay.
if this was a dragon, you would know that a gold dragon is a creature of good.
Oh, okay, good. Oops. Okay. So, here we go. Oh, wise and ancient one, can you tell us, can you hear my voice? Can you understand my voice?
And it when it speaks back to you, um, everyone else just hears sort of everyone who's not an elf hears sort of melod a melodic roar that just gives you a sense of peace. And what you and Elle hear is it goes, "Yes, child of the great forest, I hear you." It goes, it goes, it goes, "I sensed the rift. I sensed the demon rift. And these servants, the servants of the demon bound, coming forward towards my sacred waters."
Will you grant us safe passage?
Goes, "Are there any of evil yet among you?"
Not that I know of.
Goes, "I sense a cleric among you. Have them check."
Okay. Kethra, please check and make sure there aren't any more demon bound on the ship.
All right.
I don't know if this is going to be an action specifically, but I assume it's something that Kethra could probably sense.
Yeah, I'm looking over my stuff real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
since
gonna move. Oh, go ahead.
make a wisdom roll.
While this is going on, I'm actually looking to see if there's like a lifeboat.
That's
There,
probably a good call. Well, the
Because we are
ship is
still
damaged
sinking,
and
aren't we?
sinking, so that's probably a good call.
there
Um,
is one. That captain guy behind you is actually looks like he's trying to get it down and use it.
I'm actually going to interrupt him and be like,
Yeah.
not yet.
When you
I'm
get
gonna go
down, when
join
you like,
Jaylin.
I'll let you two do that. And he like puts his hands up and he goes, I was just getting it ready for us."
Right, and I'm the prince of wait.
Can I ask the dragon turtle another question?
Yes, you can. Kethra, in response to you, is no, the demon bound are gone. But when he asked about that and when he talked about a portal, you get this sudden vision of this ship was itself waiting, and the demon, those two sorcerers, summoned you and themselves onto the ship. All of you, including Meredith, were brought here onto this ship through a magic ritual from somewhere else. And you just feel that knowledge there within you, and that they are gone. Quinn, ask your next question.
Okay, I was going to ask, yeah. What can you tell us of those evil sorcerers?
He goes, they were servants of the demon bound. You are not, this is not the first ship they have used to bring themselves or servants of their masters from the far realms, beyond the boundary.
Do you know why they brought us? What their purpose is to this island?
He goes, no, I didn't know that they brought you specifically. I simply sensed the demon bound entering my waters, and I dealt with them accordingly. Goes, but goes, my wounds are minor. I will return to the deeps. The ship should survive getting you to land.
Thank you for your help. May we call upon you if we need you? It's probably presumptuous.
XP to the person that names the dragon turtle.
Tim.
No.
XP to the person that gives the dragon turtle a good name.
Lorthal.
All right. Lorthal says, yes. Goes, you may call upon Lethal the Gold. You will need to be within the waters surrounding the Sapphire Islands. Speak my name, and goes, speak my names to the water children, and they will know that you have my blessing. And the dragon turtle goes away.
Nice.
And I look at the size of the lifeboat and how many people can fit on it.
It will take,
no.
the lifeboat will take 8. There's actually 2 of them, and both of them would take a party of 8.
I'm gonna prepare ours, and I'll let the first mate and the remaining archer fend for themselves.
Okay.
Actually, because the first mate was trying to just sail off without us,
Yes.
I'm gonna demand whatever gold he's got.
And he gives you a small pouch that was on his personage. And he says, I gave you my word you could have anything that was on the ship if you spared me and the surviving crew. And he looks in the eyes the one surviving crew member.
It's like, if I run into you again and I find that you're in the company of those demon bound again, I'm going to count you among them. And he points over to where the bodies are.
And he goes, my name is Remy, and I give you a pledge upon the sea itself that neither me nor Bree will ever take a contract involving the demon bound again. And the archer Bree goes, oh yeah, but can I have my crossbow back, please?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
He
'Cause
sighs.
because of their little calamity, I had to waste an arrow.
And he goes, okay, never mind. He goes, all right.
And
Sad face.
And so even though the dragon turtle thought that the ship might make it, we're gonna move into the lifeboat, and we are going to start heading for land. Might I?
Hold on.
Oh,
Before we leave, I'm gonna give a quick sweep for any valuables.
Sweep through the ship itself.
Yes.
Everybody who wants to sweep through the ship itself can make a discern realities roll.
Jaylin's not
Wisdom,
going
right?
to. Yeah. Oh, Dia. Quinn.
Dyo and Quinn take take XP.
Okie doke.
Actually, because me and Quinn are the same race, Quinn has the same racial as me, or is our
Oh,
racials
the race is
dependent
based on class. Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
What is
Yes.
your racial?
Mine?
Elle? Yeah.
Even if I fail a discern reality roll, I still find any hidden doors.
Okay. Excellent.
You know what? I don't.
Dyo, you rolled exceptionally well, and so I want you to describe.
Oh no. No,
No.
that was the old roll. The new roll was the 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you rolled
sad.
exceptionally well for the other
For the
team.
failure. Actually, sorry. I want you, Dyo, I want you to describe for me something that goes terribly wrong as you're searching this ship.
God.
Oh, I know. You go ahead. Go. Go.
um, I'm gonna go to like the deck right below us, not the one that we were in when we were captured, but like the next one over. And I'm gonna be looking around, not really paying attention to everything around me, and I'm gonna fall not through the first door, but the second door. So I'm gonna fall the whole way down to the bottom.
Roll
Ah.
1d8 damage.
Kethra!
Can we please bring a cleric to the party that can actually stay on their feet next time?
Okay.
Oh, 6 more. Ow.
Uh,
That's what I was thinking,
Ke-
Torek. I was thinking a whole
Kethra,
breed.
did you have any armor? I forget what you had on your equipment sheet.
Yeah, did you pick the armor?
I have one chainmail armor.
Okay,
So-
and that is armor 2, correct?
Oh,
Correct
Is it-
for 1.
Or is it armor +1 or is it armor +2?
I don't know.
Hold
Let's
on.
take a look at your sheet.
Cleric. Why is this? Okay, it's +1. So that's 1 less damage.
All right, so you take 5, and you're down on the floor. And we'll get to that in a moment. That's the terrible thing that happened to Kethra. Quinn, what terrible thing happens to you as you're searching the ship?
Mine's just a yellow. It's not a red.
It's still a 6. I don't know why it's a yellow for you, actually.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
should
it's
be
that.
Because
Okay.
Dio rolled a 1.
Oh, the 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes it red.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez.
I kind of wish that I had the Roll20 Pro or the subscription or whatever, so I could make like those cards on the rolls that they use for like D&D instead of just the one line of text for roll.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of something that's not klutzy, because I mean, geez. Yeah.
Hull breach. More water comes in.
Can you guys not like sink the ship before I've had a chance to leave?
That was the point, is we have to hurry because the ship is sinking.
Yeah, okay. All right. So Quinn's running around scoping out all the different rooms, and he oh boy. He stumbles over a I don't know what could be on the deck. Like he stumbles over debris.
Okay.
And yes. And with the shifting weight of the ship, he falls overboard.
Okay.
Whoa, okay, that was...
That adds a lovely complication. All
Super.
right. So everybody else. So actually we'll do one more thing. Elle, you actually find something. Describe for me what you find.
Down in the captain's quarters, I find a nice shiny little dagger.
Okay, now you can ask one of the discern realities questions as well.
Let me just get that up.
And the shiny little dagger has a ruby in the hilt.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask, what here is not what it appears to be?
That dagger that you just picked up with the shiny a ruby in the hilt, you have a really good feeling that there's some kind of enchantment on the dagger. It isn't something that you yourself can discern what it does, but this is definitely has an enchantment on it, and it's something possible that you can discover through experimentation if you want to take the time to do so, or save to play with later, or save to have Quinn take a look at later.
I'll save it for Quinn to take a look at.
Okay. And as you are, you have gotten it and you're moving out of the captain's room, you hear Kethra scream, and she's falling down both holes, like literally right past you, where you see her fall and you see her land on her back down at the very bottom hold.
Question.
Yes.
I see Quinn fall into the water. Does Quinn resurface?
Quinn resurfaces, but is now paddling. Quinn, can you swim?
Yes.
Okay, Quinn is paddling in the water.
Hang tight. We'll be down in a few.
Hurry!
I wanted to hurry.
Is it too late to let everybody know that I have 3 antitoxins on me?
It is not too late to let everybody know.
By the way, while I'm treading water here, looking at my inventory.
Where'd Kethra go? Because I can only see the top of the deck.
I'm just gonna like poke my head like through the doorways and just shake my head at Kethra and then hop down to help.
All right, we pull Kethra out. Does anyone want to do anything else before you get on the boat?
No, I want to let the boat down along the side that Quinn is if it's on the
Okay.
same side.
Treading water.
Now,
Yeah.
Okay.
if anyone wants to take some very common, like trade goods, into the boat with you, something that isn't very special, just tell me what it is that you want to put on the boat with you.
I want some if they have any kind of rations or
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
that sort of thing.
Yes. In fact, this is how you all add up what your normal rations are that you got at starting, and then we'll double that. So basically, you found twice as much food as you would have as starting characters, and then you can divvy that up
10.
accordingly.
Ooh, I didn't start with any rations, so I'm just gonna put
Also,
5.
the first mate mentioned that there were spirits on board.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
I'm gonna take me a barrel.
All right. There is a barrel of Dragon Stout. There is several other barrels, but the Dragon Stout was the flammable one.
I'm
And-
gonna take the dragon stout because I have a
Excellent.
feeling we're gonna need something flammable.
Excellent. Meredith, describe what Dragon Stout tastes like? Being the dwarf, you know.
I mean, can't I just ask it?
Oh, sure. You can. I was just going to add some flavor in if Meredith wanted to.
Although
describe.
I was making a joke because you know it having dragon in the name.
Oh. Yeah.
Dungeon rations, 5 uses. Okay, yeah, 1 weight. There we go.
Wait, who's being asked things?
Oh, sorry, Meredith. What does Dwarven Stout taste like? Like what?
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally had fucking zoned out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In my defense, I barely slept last night. Dwarven Stout tastes like what does it taste like? That's a good question. Fuck. It tastes to dwarves. It tastes amazing. To people that aren't dwarves, it tastes a lot like rocks.
Like wax. Okay.
No, like rocks.
Rocks.
Oh, wax. Gotcha. Does it have any special properties in this world
Mm.
for dwarves?
For dwarves, I would say it doesn't have any special properties, but it's a part of a dwarven battle ritual where before they go out into into a pillage, they get really fucking drunk
Absolutely.
and after like waking up, instead of like waking up with a hangover, they wake up with like more strength.
Okay. That can absolutely happen. There, Elle took one barrel of it because it was flammable. Do you want to take one along for yourself to use as battle ritual?
Yes.
Okay. We'll put that in the boat too, and you guys get to get in the water, pull poor Quinn into the ship, and head towards shore. We're going to pick up next time with your landing on the shore.
That's an awesome place to do the end game now. So that's gonna be the session for now. Can we go back to the world map screen? Is that possible?
Yes, we can.
Awesome work on the maps, by the way. I like the boat.
Yeah, everything was
Actually
good.
really like
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm glad.
And
you
the
guys
dragon
liked it.
turtle liked it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that thing.
Yeah. Me and my cohort put lots of work into the maps and everything for you guys. I'm really
Cohort.
pleased with it. Cohort.
I like that word.
And can I test one thing, guys? While Laurel's moving us back to the other map, if you go to the gear and you go to settings, turn on enable 3D dice and automatically roll 3D dice. Because right now I'm only seeing like mine and someone else's die rolls, but I'm not seeing everybody's. I want to see if
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably mine. I turned on 3D dice.
Oh, where is this? I'm sorry. I have
The
Vandy
settings at
with me.
the right, top right. The
Okay.
gear. Enable
Little
3D
combat
dice and
icon.
automatically roll.
Enable.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
cool.
automatically roll 3D dice. That way, when you push the roll button on your sheets, yeah, you're gonna get dice that are your color, and you can set your color next to your name at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And that's one of the reasons why I gave people colored names on the
Yeah.
overlay, just so.
Yeah, I
It's
set my
another-
color to match my name on the overlay.
Yeah, it's just, well, yeah, and it doesn't have to be exact. It can be close, and if you want a different color, you can pick a different color. But I just really wanted that like extra level of like we don't have cameras, so I wanted that level of people seeing those people interacting, sort of thing.
Mine didn't show. What did I do wrong?
I absolutely will, Whisper. Yours didn't show, Mia?
I see yours, Mia.
I see yours. The
It
blue.
shows
Oh, I
for
don't see
me.
it on Pook's layout though. I see mine on Pook's layout, but I don't see yours.
Roll yours again, Mia. Maybe you both roll at the same time? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, there.
okay.
Because it only shows the last dice. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna do the post-session stuff. More often than not, this stuff is gonna happen off stream. I want to do this once on stream just so we can talk through it for people who haven't played Dungeon World before. But there's a special move. I guess there's a special move called Level Up. But we're not ready to do that one yet. We're actually ready to cover end of session, which Laurel already popped up. Wow. Okay. Awesome. She's on the ball here. When you reach end of session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, either completely explored, no longer relevant, or otherwise. Ask the character, ask the player of the character you have the bond with if they agree. If they do, mark XP and write a new bond. Did anyone complete any of their bonds?
I didn't.
Not
haven't d-
really, no.
Yeah. Haven't
After
addressed
this, oh, go ahead. I was going to say, after this adventure, you're having your first session together. Does anyone want to add any new bonds with somebody?
Yeah. Do you feel any new bonds from interactions with characters here? Any like new like strong opinions you might have about a certain character and what you might do about it, that sort of thing.
I mean, I think ours is still viable,
Right.
Pook, so I wouldn't change that. And
I think Jaylin Jaylin probably would have a new bond. If he had a new bond, it would be with Meredith. Since they've just met. But I don't think they know enough about each other to really have a bond yet. So I don't think I've had any bond changes here either.
Makes sense.
Though the bond could be to get to know Meredith. Nah. So we move on from that. Let's see. Once bonds have been updated, look at your alignment. Did you fulfill your alignment? I think I did. Mine is
did.
defend those weaker than me.
yes,
I agree. Take a
Yep.
point of XP.
Mine is avoid detection.
You
And I
did
think I
that.
did
You totally did that. Yep.
Take XP.
Anyone else?
how
did their
about
alignment?
uncovering magical mysteries? Being able to talk to the dragon turtle.
Yes, I am going to give you for that. Definitely.
Okay.
Is that a +1?
Yeah,
Yep,
plus one
that's
XP.
+1.
Okay.
Next down the line.
Who's next on the line?
Would that be Kethra?
Oh, well, mine just says endanger yourself following the precepts of your church or God. The only thing that I really did to endanger myself was going to look for loot, and then I fell down a hole.
Were you looking for? Were you looking for secrets down there?
Maybe I was just looking. I was just exploring the ship.
Were you looking out of exploration and curiosity, or were you looking out of like, if I find something, I'm going to tie part of this to my god? I guess it's the
It was
question.
more like, yeah, it was definitely more the second one.
Okay, well, I think that would be the alignment.
Sure, I'll
Especially
give it to
considering
you.
the ship was sinking. I mean, so going to look around
The
the ship
ship
is
was
endangering
sinking.
yourself. But obviously, yeah, Laurel's final call. But yeah.
Yep.
And then Meredith.
Mine's you eschew a convention of the civilized world.
Yes. You punched to say hello. I'm pretty sure.
I agree.
I'm still disappointed Meredith did not say hello to the captain.
I punched him a little.
Well,
That's
didn't the
hard enough.
captain get dead before we got a chance to?
Yeah,
Right,
he meant,
first
he meant the
mate,
first
yeah.
The first mate.
So-
Okay.
The first
To be
mate was the new
fair,
captain, so
by-
technically,
Yeah, but like when the captain dies, the first mate takes over.
All
So-
right.
Quickly,
3 more questions.
what race? Yeah, we're gonna do that really quick though. What race was the first mate?
Oh, first mate of the ship was halfling. Is that an option?
And yes, it absolutely is. And what was the race of the archer?
I'd
What?
say he was an elf.
Okay. Because that will be relevant later on. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. Oh my god, we learned a lot at the start of the session. The characters, well, the characters specifically learn. I mean, they met with the frickin' dragon turtle, and they met that the dragon turtle considers these waters sacred.
And I think they learned that they aren't from this world. That they would.
Yeah, that's also yeah.
Yeah.
We also learned that there are people on the island that worship the turtle dragon.
That's true.
Yes, you definitely got that.
So it's world and not land. This is a completely different world.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
We-
through the portal.
Yeah, we've been
Okay.
dragged to a completely different world, which blows Jaylin's mind because, I mean, as far as Jaylin knows, there's only one world.
Yeah.
Right.
And he doesn't know why they refer to him as Your Highness, and why everything has a symbol of a house on it that he knows but barely remembers. He's having a day. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? I would say yes.
Yes, absolutely. And furthermore, I was not anticipating at the beginning of this that the dragon turtle was going to be something
That you
that could
friended.
be befriended. It could be dealt with. But through your own co-creation of the world, you set up the terms for that, and that was awesome. And it was certainly notable, as well as the sorcerer. So even though there wasn't a lot of combat, you definitely won out and won well. So take your point.
And did we loot a memorable treasure? The dagger that Elle looted is
Dagger-
memorable.
I'm going to say though, in this case, it's, or actually, I'll leave that to you. Do you wish that to be a memorable treasure?
I'm
I
gonna let
mean, I
Elle
think
decide
it's
on that.
pretty memorable.
Alrighty. That will, in that case, you can take that point. Also, in the case of the fact that you did get, while it's not perhaps worth as much, yeah, I'm going to give everybody this point because I wasn't expecting you to also be able to get the ship the ship with so little damage and being able to claim so much food and whatnot. So take that point.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so everyone total up what you've gotten there and add that to your sheet where XP goes. If you've earned 8 XP or more, some of us might with the failed roll, then you're eligible for a level up.
How many did we get in total for this post? And then I'll add.
I don't know how many failed rolls you had. I hope you were.
No, but I
keeping
mean,
track
yeah,
of
for what we.
If you got alignment, and then the other 3, we all got 4 from those. Because
Okay.
if you didn't get alignment, you got 3. But I think we all did that. So everybody got 4 plus failed rolls.
So I think my total is 7.
Yep, mine is
My
also
total's
7.
8.
So Elle levels up.
You failed 4 times?
No, I got the extra one from the dagger.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. So Right now, it's going to be where you're taking some time. It's going to take you about a day to travel via boat to the island. So everybody's going to mark off one food, one of your rations. You will be healed up, and everyone will have their spell points back.
No spell points, but yeah, you have your spells back. Yeah.
Your spells back. Um, you will be able to do a little bit of meditation. Um, uh, Kethra, if you wish to pray to your God and do that kind of thing, that can all happen during the boat. So it's going to take you, even though it's not that far away. None of you are experienced rowers.
Yeah.
But nothing's going to attack within the line. So everybody's going to get a chance to rest. Everybody's going to get a chance to eat, and we are going to pick up with where you've basically landed, had a chance to make camp, and nothing's going to attack you that first night. So we're going to be basically starting the next day with everybody waking up on the beach.
Okay, and that was actually really great. We will be picking this up again next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is noon Eastern. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We like to wrap up the stream by hosting someone else and going to say hi to them, passing the love forward. If you were here and lurking and this is your first time here, consider clicking the follow button up at the top right. It'll let you know whenever I go live, which is each and every morning right now, except for Wednesdays and Thursdays when I do night streams. But every day I am on, every single day. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific with some Final Fantasy XIV. And I hope to see you guys around again sometime soon. Until then, stay beautiful. You guys are always amazing. And, have a great day. And let's go say hi to... I think I'm going to throw a host over to Inochi. We haven't seen Inochi.